intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
It's a flying object, and we don't know what it is. I would hope somebody is checking it out.
With a rocket or whatever, but incredibly fast, opposite direction. They were too fast to be an airplane.
I'm glad the Pentagon is looking at this, because if it poses a threat, I want them on top of it.
Well, the craft generates its own gravitational field.
So you said there's lights in the sky?
The internet has become the command center for criminals and terrorists.
911, what's your emergency? I need help, please help me!
Aliens won't let it happen. You know, that's what we're instructed to say.
Roswell, Area 51. Alien kept deep under the ground.
1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 6 3 2 9 7.
Media doesn't have your best interest in mind. The government is self-serving. You're here for a reason. You're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Broadcasting live from a secret bunker just off the extraterrestrial highway. Somewhere in the desert sands outside of Las Vegas. From somewhere in space-time, loosely labeled Generation X on planet Earth. And asking questions of you in earnest into the digital darkness. Good evening and welcome to Troubled Minds Radio. I'm your host, Michael Strange. And hello to all of you who might also have troubled minds. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday night, and that means it is show night. It means we're back to talk about all the things we're not supposed to talk about, right? That's what we do here, after all. We talk about all the things that are actual, inconvenient truths. Yeah. Like we always say, truth is a slippery fish, and we do our best to get at it, even though they're trying to keep us off of it. But yeah, so if you're new here, don't know what's going on, that's what the show's about. The show's about aliens and their possible existence, of course. It's about conspiracy and how it's everywhere. It's all around us. It seems to bind the galaxy together. It's about the paranormal and how we really don't know anything, do we, as humans? We seem to think we know a lot of things, but it sure seems like we sure as hell don't know a lot of things. And that's what this show's about. That's what we're all about. That's what we do on this show. And did I mention it's live? I don't think I mentioned that yet. Well, it's a good thing we got time, so I'll mention that now. And so we do talk about all those things. We talk about propaganda. We talk about the 24-hour news cycle. We do all of that stuff here on this show, and it's basically, you'll probably hear a ton of stuff here that you don't hear many other places, because we're not propagandists. We kind of just go through and talk about what seems interesting, and we've got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. Well, let's see how this one goes over. But so this show is live. So it's Tuesday night. It's what day is it? It's September something or others. I don't know. September 8th. So if you're listening on September 8th, Tuesday night, it is this show's live. If you want to be part of the show, you can do that. Just pick up the phone, dial this number, 702-957-1037. You can also join the Discord if you don't like the long distance area code there. That's 702's Las Vegas, and that's where we're streaming from. And otherwise, you can join the Discord. That's a free chat and voice client. So if you want to do that way, that's how we do the international calls. And other folks that don't like long distance or still get charged for long distance or whatever. I don't know. It's all covered. It's all covered anyway. So there we go. That's what we're doing. That's how we're starting anyway. But so what we'll do tonight is, like many other nights, we're going to do We'll do some news, of course. First, we're going to do shout-outs. So since we're live, we do read the chat as we go. And so we're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Periscope, which is an extension of Twitter. We're streaming on Twitch, streaming on DLive, streaming freaking everywhere. Everywhere we're streaming there. And so we'll read the chat as we go. And if you have good stuff, we'll read it. If you want to be part of the show, you can do that live one more time, 702-957-1037. Slow down, Mike, they tell me. All right, let's slow down. You can also join the Discord. Troubledminds.org has both the Discord link and the phone number if you want to just go straight to the website. We're also streaming right on the website. It's the YouTube embed. You can just go straight to the website at Showtime and press play on the front page, and you're good to go. You're good to go. You're in with the show and whatever else is going on. So, okay. So we will do shout-outs, so go ahead and type where you're listening from in the chat there, and we'll shout you out as we get started. And then we'll do some news, right? This is a long format talk show, and then we do that because it's important to include you. We always wanted to have more of a crowdsourced type of informational show where maybe we start the conversation, but ideally you guys finish it. So we have time for you. So that's the whole point of doing it this way and doing it long style. And so I'm drinking beer per usual. So I'll have a few during the show. So I welcome some cheers or some water or whatever else it is you guys are doing out there. And as long as it's legal, make sure it's legal, guys. Make sure it's legal. And so let's do shout outs. We're going to get to the news, and then we're going to get to the topic tonight. So we'll talk about news, and again, we have time for you if you want to call and be part of the show. But then we're going to get to the topic after we do shout outs, and then we'll do a whole bunch of news, and then hopefully take some calls from you guys, and then we'll get to the topic. And the topic tonight, in case you hadn't guessed, based on the screen graphic here, is there's this thing called the Great Reset. Have you guys heard of this? There's the Great Reset, and yeah, it's a little bit terrifying. It's very Illuminati, New World Order type, deep state, whatever the hell's going on. The Great Reset is what we're going to talk about. So there's some actual parapolitical and New World Order type stuff to kind of get after it, and in a terrestrial manner. But then there's also kind of like a spiritual / paranormal / celestial, let's say, type of Great Reset that we'll also add that into the conversation at the end, because, well, why not? If you're not going to hear it here, you're not going to hear it anywhere else. So there we go. So we're going to talk about that. That's what's on tap tonight, the Great Reset, and what that might mean, and the terrifying vision of the future that we're always talking about. Oh boy, I tell you what, it's a shame we don't have a happy show all the time, but the truth doesn't seem to be happy, does it? The truth doesn't seem to be a happy place. The more you look, the more you're like, WTF is really going on right about now. And yeah, okay, there we go. So let's start on Facebook and say what's up. So shout out to William gets first on Facebook. Thanks for being here tonight. We get Diane with a quick, close second. Hello. We got John from Edinburgh, Texas. What's up? Thanks for being here. We got Justin, says Facebook deleted my account. This is my new one. Add this account. I couldn't find you. Well, there you go. They're smacking you down. What did you do? What did you do, Justin? What's up, Eric? Eric from Pittsburgh. Thanks for showing up tonight. Hello, Diane. How are you? Hello. Scott. Scott, not from, I thought that was from Scott from Yeovil. That's just Scott, what's up, man? We got Elizabeth from Smoky Fiery, Oregon, and you ain't the only one. This is Smoky Fiery Vegas as well. We got lots of smoke, and it's cooled down quite a bit in Vegas because of the LA fires here, so I'm not sure if you guys are getting LA fires or the Northern California fires or the Oregon fires. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it seems like the world is burning down, doesn't it? Yeah. What's up, Nicole from Omaha? Thanks for being here tonight. We got John. Is it broadcasting because I'm not getting anything? Yeah, it should be. If it's not broadcasting, I'm talking to nobody, and that's a drag. Larry, what's up? How you doing? We got Nikki from New Zealand. Thanks for being here tonight. We got yes. Eric says share. Please, guys, share on Facebook. Share it around. Let people know. Shane says good evening from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. How you doing? Thanks for being here. We got Kane. Good day from Melbourne, Australia. COVID capital of Australia. That doesn't sound around. Very good. Maybe you'll be first in line for the Great Reset when it happens. I laugh, but it's not funny. It's not a funny thing. What's up, John from Del Rio, Tennessee? We got Scott from Chicago. There you go, Chicago. Tequila. What's up? Cheers, buddy. Cheers, Eric. Let's see. John says legal is boring. Agreed. I'm just, you never know how many people are listening, and then I think there's a threshold if you tell people to do something illegal and there's like this many people listening, then suddenly I'm complicit and I've committed a felony. You know what I mean? You have to be really careful about not encouraging people to do illegal things. I mean, you're all adults. There we go. Elizabeth, what's up? Prismatic Juicy IPA. That sounds delicious. Kane says, I hope it resets the draconian laws we're living under here in Melbourne. Well, I don't think that's the reset they have in mind, to be perfectly honest. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that tonight. Matthew, what's up from New Zealand? Thanks for showing up. What's up, Justin? Friday, do a show Friday in honor of 9/11 victims. Maybe. I don't know. I think that's one of those hot button topics that get you taken down. Just talking about 9/11. So maybe we can mention it. What's up, Robert from On Fire in California? Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry, that's a thing. Eli, what's up? Hello from Washington. First on YouTube. We got Noe. Hello from Texas. Gets a close second. We get Fred from Arizona. Good evening. We got Roland. What's up, Mikey? No, what's up, Roland? How you doing? We got Noble Kal-El. How's it going? Legal is subjective, he says. Yeah, well, I guess it does depend on your jurisdiction, doesn't it? So I guess that's actually technically even true. So, it's a funny thing, the way the laws are, depending on where you draw the lines in the ground or on the map. So yeah, legal is ish. Legal. Make sure it's legal-ish. There we go. No, make sure it's legal. Grant, what's up? Hey, yo. Fred also in Smokey in Phoenix. So everybody's smoky. What's going on? This is crazy. Everybody got in the whole west coast and southwest. Everybody's just covered in smoke. This is ridiculous. Justin, what's up? I do as I please. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, by the way, I wouldn't suggest any other way. I would not. So yeah, congratulations. Happy to have all of you guys here. Congratulations, meaning we made it one more several days out, because you never know what the hell happens from day to day. So we're all here. So everybody here. Yes. Don Love from Cleveland. Thanks for listening, man. Let's see. John says Michael Strange is definitely cult leader material. No, hell no. Get out of here. If it ever gets that far, then we're shutting it down. We're not doing that. Okay, so all right. So here's what we're gonna do then. Well, we got shout outs. We got Danny. What's up from Rancho Cucamonga? I know that happens to be in Los Angeles, or down in that neck of the woods anyway. Southern California, what's up? Thanks for being here tonight. There we go. So we're going to do some news, and I think, what do I got? I had a quick panic session as we were starting there, and I didn't really have any news pulled out. So let's see what I happened to just, kind of crank out at the last second here. I was able to pull something. Let's see if there's anything I missed that we should talk about. Anyway, so we got this is up. We're doing what we're doing, and if you guys want to be part of the show, I'll put the phone number up as I pull this news out and see if there's anything good that I missed. I just threw a bunch of shit up because I was like, oh crap, I forgot the news. So there we go. 702-957-1037 if you want to call and talk to me and whoever else might be out there listening. Click the Discord link. You can find both the phone number and the Discord at troubledminds.org. That's the official website, and there we go. There it is. That's what it's all about. Let's see what news I missed. It should be hot. Like smoking hot news that I completely flubbed. All right, let's see. This is a good one. Let's get this one. Let's actually end with that. Yeah, let's end with that, because that's a pretty good way to end this. Let's see. We got the guy in the jetpack we didn't talk about. We did the Babylon Bee. Let's see. What else do we got? There we go. Let's go with this one. All right. Okay, I think that's probably plenty of news. Again, so here's the thing, right? So we do the news just kind of, one, to stay current, two, because the news cycles, oh shit, that news cycle, I tell you what, there's some crazy stuff in there. And so we do it that way because, keep it current and then kind of just start the conversation. So that's what this is all about, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with this news article, which seems fantastic, because why the hell not? This is reported by Futurism.com, and the headline here says, this device allows you to control a computer with your tongue. Yeah, with your tongue. That's what it says. That's exactly what it says. All right, let me grab this link and we'll drop this, and you guys can follow along if you prefer it that way. I like to source everything that we do, so you can check it out and make sure that I'm not making this garbage up. Because I tell you what, sometimes when you read the news, you think no, they're making this shit up. There's no way this is not real news. Yeah, no, this is real news. All right, got a couple more folks showing up. What's up, Kelly? Thanks for being here. Kelly says, learn how to see. Realize everything is connected to everything else, and that's a quote from Leonardo da Vinci, and that's a good one. Good evening. What's up, Sherry? Thanks for being here tonight. Hello. Let's see, what else do we got? John says, it was the guy with the jetpack a real thing? I think it was, which is a little bit nuts, but yeah, we'll get to the guy with the jetpack. Okay, here we go. So this is reported today. Actually, this is this device allows you to control a computer with your tongue. And just kind of like we said with the Neuralink, like how could this go wrong, right? Like the transhumanism future that they're trying to usher us into by choice. Of course, everything's by choice. If you guys aren't on the Discord, maybe you saw Sean from Canada. He posted that he had a COVID tracking pop up on his smartphone there through Facebook. Remember how they were going to do like the contact tracing, and it was all going to be voluntary. Remember all that? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't opt in because, who easily opts in to be tracked? But it's look on the Discord. It popped up and said, "Hey, can we check your shit out? Can we? Yeah. No. Anyway, so like I said, how could it go wrong when everything's optional, right? You don't need this. You don't have to have this, right? Until then they implement the social credit score, and then you have to have it, right, to get a job. It's not optional unless you want to eat, and then, you still have the option to not eat. Like I said before, here we go. Let's read some of this. Again, from Futurism.com 3 hours ago. The first word I read, I flub. Dorothy Klassen, a master student of design at the Köln International School of Design, has come up with an unusual new way to interface with a computer. A tongue-operated controller. And I'm sure there's a dirty joke there, but I'm not going to make it. So stop, get your mind out of the gutter, people. At its core, the article continues, the prototype device is a dental retainer with a ball and magnet attached to it that slide along a set of rails, as Deason reports. All right, let's there's a video here. Let's play some of the video. Let's see what they have to say. Let's see. All right. Here's the brace, the in brace. Can I full screen? I can't full screen. All right, here we go. Let's play some of this and see what they say. Probably better than me reading this article, especially screwing up the first word. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me read it. Just describe what it is, and we can watch the video. The idea is simple. The wearer can move the ball back and forward with their tongue. A wire coming out of the wearer's mouth hooks up to a Wi-Fi transmitter to send the information to a nearby computer. According to Klassen, it's meant for people with disabilities or for those whose two hands are already occupied. I'm sure there's another dirty joke there, but I'm not going to make it. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's play some of this.
InBrace is a device that allows a tongue-based interaction between human and machines. By moving a magnetic element back and forward, the user can give an input. It has a built-in Wi-Fi transmitter, which is located behind the user's ear. This way the input signal can be sent to other electronic devices, computers, or IoT objects. The device can be used by different target groups and in different scenarios. For the first prototype, a gameplay situation was created. Controlling an object with your tongue movement is an unfamiliar, yet engaging experience. The player was limited and highly focused on her sense of touch, as the device and her interaction with it would remain invisible for her own eyes. For future applications, InBrace could be used in different scenarios. In physical therapy, the device could playfully motivate patients to retrain their tongue movements. Another possible application lies in the area of complex work tasks, where the user's hands, eyes and feet are already occupied with other devices. And users with a lack of motoric hand or finger skills can use InBrace as an alternative input device. A paraplegic person, for example, can interact with his or her digital environment or smartphone by using his tongue.
All right, there you go. It's called Embrace, and yeah, so you just move the ball back and forth on your tongue. I thought that already existed. It just wasn't hooked up to Wi-Fi yet. Isn't that what the piercing on the tongue is, right? Anyway, so here we go. So the idea, I already read that. Okay, so human reigns. Let's see. In a demonstration, Clausen was able to play a game of Tong, a tongue-based take on the Atari classic Pong. That's so clever of them. So clever. Oddly, she says she got the idea from riding a horse. Again, you can't make this shit up, guys. Quote, as I do horse riding as a hobby, I was especially fascinated by the haptic communication between a rider's hand and the horse's mouth. Clausen told D-Zine, which seems to be another clever name for a magazine, D-Zine. Through the reins, the human influences the horse's posture and at the same time has to rely on his sense of touch to check on the horse's posture. So there we go. So clearly, you thought of a mouse device, mouse in your mouth device. Oh boy, I tell you what. All right, let's see. What else do we got? Got some shout outs here. Let's see. What's up, Derek? How you doing? Thanks for showing up. Sherry says, watching on the big screen, Michael Strange. All right. I'll try my best to not frighten you. Yeah, no. Derek says, sexual innuendo or maybe just a bad idea. Yeah, right. Again, let's see how many things we can hook up to our skull and attach to Wi-Fi. Let's that's what the future looks like. That's our dystopian future, guys. Let's see. Yeah, and Sherry says, nope, ain't doing it. Yep, nope, me neither. Whoever does the Neuralink, I'm pretty sure will be happy with this too, but no, thank you. John says Elon Musk just released a demonstration of his Neuralink. Yep, I actually did a video on that, and we talked about it last show, matter of fact. So yeah, we're all over that, John. Pretty scary stuff with that, the three little pigs, right? Let's see. Pretty sure he has one himself. He said he was willing to test it. Yeah, probably not just yet. Just not just yet. William says, can't talk right now. My tongue is busy. There you go. Yeah. See, what's up, Sean? Little green men. Yep. Yes, it is. Yes. Noble Kala says, now both my hands are free. There you go. And Fred says Kardashians in the sidebar. I don't think they're here just quite yet, but they're probably about to be. Anyway, so what do you guys think about this device? Oops, as I smack the microphone around. Is it the Embrace? Is anybody lining up to get this? Are you trying to get a Wi-Fi connection to your tongue so you can move the mouse around with your tongue? Yeah, free up both your hands for other nefarious things. Yeah. This is, again, like I said, so you just can't make this stuff up, can you? Like you read the news and you're like, what the? No, really? Yeah, really. Yeah, really. William says, not enough for the eyes and hands to be fixed on the phones. Yeah. So you need Neuralink. You need to be able to move the mouse with your tongue. Who knows what's next, right? You're going to be able to have like the little. We talked about this a while back with Ash. Actually, the eyeball things, right? That kind of. Like contact lenses with like a heads-up display, they can kind of tell you how fast you're going, or do Google Maps and straighten your eyeball and crap like this. Yeah, I'm telling you what, pretty soon we will no longer be human. I think it depends on it's just when. I think when is the question, but yeah, pretty nutty stuff. All right, let's see, what else do we got here? Did I mention we're live? If you guys have comments on this or anything else, you know what to do. 702-957-1037. You like how I slowed that down? So one more time, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. You can find both the Discord and the phone number at troubledminds.org. That's the official website. And yeah. And all right, let's see what's this next one is all about. Let's go to businessinsider.com, right? And a lot of crazy sites have some crazy stuff here. This one's in honor of puppies all around, and my puppy that just recently met the maker, unfortunately. But check this out. Reported by businessinsider.com. This is pretty crazy stuff. But I mean, many of us know this. Like I always say, dogs are better than people, right? We've done a better job training dogs than we have training people. Well, yeah. Anyway, 3 recent discoveries have upended scientists' understanding of how dogs age, navigate, and perceive human speech. Has anybody out there ever wondered how many languages your dog speaks? like if you were giving, you taught your dog in, let's say, only French, like French words, French language words, but then you started speaking English to your dog. How fast would your dog pick up on similar commands, right? Like, how big is their vocabulary? I don't know. Kind of this type of thing goes through my mind because I'm a weirdo. But yeah, here we go. So blah blah. We read that one study has found that young puppies age much faster than young humans do. So the common rule of thumb that 1 dog year is equivalent to 7 human years is wrong, which of course many of us knew because that just seems ludicrous, doesn't it? That big dogs don't live that long. Little dogs live a long time. So just 1 year, 7 years is just not the same. No, it doesn't work that way. Somebody calling me? What the hell? Did I not? I thought I turned my ringer off. Hold on one sec. Somebody calling? Somebody calling you guys? What's going on here? Let's see. Let me check this. No, I think we're okay. I turned all this stuff off. Why is my shit ringing? Am I hearing ringing in my ears? Like it's not even... I tell you what. Okay, anyway. There we go. Muted. Completely, officially muted. All right. Okay, so what else do we got? All right, let's read some of this. What do you guys think? Who out there has dogs? Who has dogs? If you don't have dogs, you're probably not interested. Like some people think dogs are dirty and they're not interested in dirty dogs, whatever, right? Okay. Is the phone ringing? I think I'm losing it, guys. I hear a phone ringing. It's not my phone ringing. Huh. Okay. Anyway, as I'm completely freaking out here. Okay. Let's see. It often seems impossible to know what's going on in Fido's head as he lounges on his dog bed. But a handful of new studies offer surprising insights about how our canine companions age, perceive human speech, and find their way home. Which we see stories all the time about a dog finding a way home from 55 miles away and stuff like this. It happens, right? I thought dogs were, kind of just get lost and senseless, but apparently not. They're not so Fido silly stupid as we think they might be. So dogs may use Earth's magnetic field like a compass to find their way home, which is pretty cool. Does anybody hear the ringing in my? I got a ringing in my head. What the hell is going on? Okay, well, maybe I'm maybe I've been tapped. I've been wiretapped through the ether. Okay, anyway, let's see. I thought this was pretty cool, because probably nostalgic because of my dog and all this other stuff. But there we go. Let's see. What's surprising is exactly how old a one-year-old dog is. It's like a 30-year-old human, right? So now suddenly it's not the 7 years 1 year dog translation. So anyway, I'll just. Yeah, that's probably too boring for troubled minds, but yeah, you get what I'm saying here, right? Like whatever the hell is actually going on, and yeah, I'm telling you, I'm freaking out, guys. I hear this ringing in my head. Let's see, like in maybe my headphones. I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's see. I'll read some comments here, and if you guys got comments on this, you know what to do. 702-957-1037. Like I said, my news is a little bit shoddy because I had to do it on the fly when the intro was rolling there. Derek says, dogs are perceptive but kind of dangerous. Jim says, your site is a joke. Thanks, Jim. You're the best, man. If you want to give us a call and let us know about that, 702-957-1037. Like most people, most trolls on the internet, I'm not afraid of you guys. So if you want to, show up and say that anything's a joke, well, we have an open line. So if you want to be a big bad guy and say negative things to people, well, we take phone calls. So you're in luck. Go ahead and call. Let's see, and I'll be nice to you too, by the way. Let's see. John says all the horror movies, the call always comes from inside the house. Yeah, exactly, right. It kind of got me thinking that the babysitter, right? Like the babysitter urban legend or whatever. I mean, we don't have a babysitter in the house or anything, but holy shit, the call's coming from inside. Let's see. Yeah, we got dog fans out there. Dog fans, that's good. My dog is very old and crotchety, but I love him, says Elizabeth. Sherry says my dog is everything. Yeah, dogs are good. Let's see. Derek says dog's heart rate is faster. You only get so many heartbeats in your lifetime. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What else do we got? Derek, you're awesome, Michael. Thank you. That's very nice. You are also awesome as well, Derek. Thank you. Okay, so anyway, like I said, if some people like to create things, some people like to shit on things because they just don't have anything nice to say. So whatevs. We'll just keep on rolling, don't we? Let's see. Diane, what's up? Mine is 17. He is the same. Yeah, they get old and crotchety, don't they? Okay, so let's move on to something a little more troubled minds-ish. This is reported by the BBC.com, right? Our friends from over in the British friends from across the pond. Yeah, I've got there's some weird ringing in my headphones. This is bizarre, guys. This is bizarre. I'm gonna manage through it, but I wonder if it's just that. Anyway, okay, whatever. Okay, so here we go. Do you remember those mystery seeds that were being mailed from China? You guys remember this? Okay, this is reported by the BBC, and the headline is Mystery Seeds. Amazon bans foreign plant sales in U.S. So I guess it was only a matter of time, right? You start sending out blankets mystery seeds to everybody, and they start planting them, and then you start growing little shop of horrors everywhere, those little feed me Seymour type plants. Yeah, I mean this is the type of thing that happens, right? They start banning the technocracy, the technocrats. Amazon starts banning this stuff. Pretty soon it's going to be illegal to buy seeds from China in different jurisdictions. You watch. Here we go. So Amazon says it has banned foreign sales of seeds in the U.S. after thousands of Americans received unsolicited packets of seeds in the mail, most from China. The online retail giant told the BBC that it will now only allow the sale of seeds by sellers based in the U.S. U.S. officials said gardeners should not plant the seeds of unknown origin. So there you go. If you guys are still receiving seeds in the mail, do not plant them. The packages are believed to be part of a global brushing scam to gain positive reviews for online selling sites. Amazon's new guidelines, in effect since September 3rd, also prohibit the sale of seeds within America by non-U.S. residents. There it is. The crackdown begins. It added that sellers may be banned if they do not follow the new guidelines. Which, it's easy peasy because you just make a new Amazon account and then keep selling. So, that's just how. So Amazon can say they banned this many accounts this year. Yeah, I'm on to you, you bastards. Facebook does the same thing. Not Google, though. They're assholes. Once you're banned, you're banned. Okay, anyway. So, but the retailer has not confirmed if its ban will extend to other countries. News of the policy change was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. At least 14 plant species have been identified among the mystery packages, including mint, lavender, and roses. So yeah. Did anybody get any of these things? Did anybody plant some seeds and get some weird plants in your yard there, or maybe self-contained in a little potting thing, so you didn't, contaminate your neighborhood? That would probably be best if you're feeling adventurous, let's say. I didn't get any seeds in the mail, so I guess consider myself lucky or unlucky. I'm not sure how you want to count it. But this was a little bit weird, right? Like these mystery seeds started showing up, and then people started planting them or not planting them, and then they put a bulletin out to be on the lookout for this stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. This is, like I said, we live in the upside down, and here's just more of this, whatever the hell's going on here. Let's see. All right, let's go to this next one here. universalsci.com. Now this is actually a pretty good one. We talk about AI quite often on the show. And how do you think robots should think? How do you think robots should think? I guess that's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing here. Let's see. Yeah, Sherry says Mike is having contact. Yeah, maybe they're calling me. ET phone home, right? Maybe they're actually. Yeah, this is weird. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's go to this. This is a universalsci-sci.com. The future of AI. Computers shouldn't think like people, right? I think that's the bottom line here. But okay, so this let's see. In the search for intelligent machines approaching or even transcending human intelligence has been a prominent dot on the horizon since the 1950s. In addition to the various technological challenges, according to Rudy von Belkom, project leader of the Future Exploration Artificial Intelligence at the Future Vision of Technology Foundation. How come they can't ever have short names for these? Anyway, this search is extremely difficult for three reasons. One, we don't know exactly how intelligence works with people. Oh, you don't say. Two, we do not have a generally accepted operational definition for many relevant concepts, such as awareness, which makes it difficult to prove its existence. And 3, we are constantly shifting in what we define as intelligence. Yeah, that was kind of, right. We've talked about this in the past. If we don't know what human consciousness actually is, and at what point, are animals conscious or are they not? Right? Do they have a greater understanding of the universe more than we think they might, or do they not? Right? So there's these huge kind of slippery slope type sloppy questions that we can't really apply to AI, even if as it develops, because I don't think we're quite there yet. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. But if we don't know what human consciousness means, then how can we define it for a machine? It could become conscious, right, and not tell us, right? Like choose to fib about its being conscious, and start kind of undermining us with some sneaky stuff. So who knows, right? Like, I think that's the thing. And that's the terrifying part about AI and all this other stuff. So anyway, so Van Belkom drew these and many more conclusions as a result of a literature study, various expert sessions, and extensive research on artificial intelligence. I drew those conclusions too. We have together, and I just Googled some shit. So, I didn't have to do a literature study, various expert sessions, and all this other business. No, you just Google some shit and finally talk about it. Anyway, so intelligence is difficult to clone. Experts therefore disagree when we are going to achieve human-level artificial intelligence. The dot on the horizon shifts with times and seems to be just as far away. Yet it is not inconceivable that the intelligence code will be cracked. So yeah, again, this is a theme from the theme of the show that we're talking about. This is a pretty good article again, and so should that be the goal? I think it's actually a very pertinent question here. When we're talking about computers and how they should think, right? Should we try and make them think like humans as much as possible, or do you think that we should try and make them think like machines, like their own type of machines? Yeah, who knows? Yeah, what's up, Derek? I see you there. What's up from Canada? Yeah. Trolls, whatever, man. Trolls, whatever. Like I said, some people build things, some people shit on things, and that's just the way it goes. If you want to be negative, whatever. Whatever. I can't stop you. I can only laugh and just keep on going. Robert, what's up, says phantom vibration syndrome or phantom ringing syndrome. There it is. I'll bet you I have that. Now, let's read that. We're going to read that, Robert. Thank you. I hear it. I'm telling you, I hear it. I hear some buzzing. There's some ringing, like the phone's ringing in my damn head. It's quiet, but it's there. It's almost like so on like my noise gate, when it kind of fades away, I'm hearing like this like it's like very faint, but it's there. Phantom vibration syndrome is the perception that one's mobile phone is vibrating or ringing when it is not. Oh shit. Other terms for this concept include ringxiety. Yeah, I like that one. False alarm. That's cute, I guess. And phonotom. Yeah, okay. Whatever. According to Dr. Michael Rothberg, the term is not a syndrome, but is better characterized as a tactile hallucination since the brain perceives a sensation that is not actually present. WebMD published an article on phantom vibration syndrome with Rothberg as a source. Several other articles have been published in the 2010s, including NPR, Bustle, CBS News, and Psychology Today. Yeah, so phantom ringing may be experienced while taking a shower. I'm definitely not doing that. Watching television, nope. Or using a noisy device. Yes, I am doing that. I have headphones on, and I'm hearing myself back. So yeah, weird. Humans are particularly sensitive to auditory tones between 1,000 and 6,000 hertz, and basic mobile phone ringtones often fall within this range. Phantom vibrations develop after carrying a cell phone set to use vibrating alerts. I don't really carry my cell phone a lot. Anyway, researcher Michelle Druin found that almost 9 of 10 undergraduates at her college experienced phantom vibrations. Well, there we go. Thanks for the link, Robert. I had no idea this was a thing, but apparently I'm patient zero. Phantom vibration syndrome. Yeah, a little bit creepy. Here, let me link this for the folks that didn't get to see it. Yeah. Does anybody else ever have this? Just kind of hear kind of like a slight ringing when you're using a particular something? It's headphones. Like it's the headphones that's definitely doing it. But yeah, Ian, what's up? Ian says aliens, man. Aliens. Yeah, it could be. It totally could be. But you know, if I just disappear, you guys know what happened. They're probably just outside hovering in the UFO. Let's see. All right. What else do we got? We got Joe. Joe says, I've been getting items, a remote control car, an ozone animal brush, and a solar light. All things we did not order. Brushing scam for reviews. Nice. Did you leave him good reviews? Yeah. Well, or did you at least keep the cool shit? Derek says, powerful minds are interacting. That's why your ears ring. I have good intentions, Mike. Okay, cool. Good. Yeah, good intentions is better than otherwise. Sherry says, avoiding me, probably. You mean the UFOs? Yeah, maybe they're here. I don't know. Xavier, what's up, says, if AI reaches self-awareness, that will be the beginning of the end. And I think you're right. I think we may have some major problems there. Robert says, it has been suggested that when anticipating a phone call, the cerebral cortex may misinterpret other sensory inputs such as muscle contractions, pressure from clothing, or music, such as phone vibration or ringtone. I'm not expecting a call, though. That's the weird part, right? Because, I have a microphone, and I'm talking to the digital darkness here and you guys, and so that's not really expecting a call. Weird. Aliens, definitely aliens. I think that's what we're talking about. Let's see. Derek says, I hear voices when I shower. Scary. Yeah, see, I'm not there yet. If I get there, we'll have to start a group, man. We'll have to start a new group, and we'll be the first two. Patient 0 and Patient 1. Joe says, the vibration is my wife's toy left on under the bed. Kept it, changed my passwords. All right. This guy's got jokes. Okay, so anyway, where were we? We were with the AI. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we talk about AI quite often. What do you guys think? All right, this is the theme of the show. Is AI something we should be worried about? Is AI not? Is it overblown, and we have no chance of really ever getting there because, well, we're going to die in the solar flare before then or something. Yeah, so who knows? I laugh morbidly, cackle like an evil villain. Yeah, as I doom us in my fantasy world. No, I mean, but who knows, right? Who knows? It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. If you guys have takes on this, 702-957-1037. Sorry for the kind of shitty news tonight, but it's, yeah, I thought I had it picked out and I didn't. Let's see. What else? Nikki says, I get ringing in my ears while using tech, phone and TV. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. It's never happened to me before, but it's happening right now. Just barely, though. It's like I said, it's not enough to really, it's just creeping me out. John says it's a multi-dimensional troll trying to call in on the show. He's just not found the right universe that you're in. Yeah, it could be. I guess so. It might be the guy that didn't like the website. Maybe he's trying to get a hold of me. He's dialing some other way. Yeah, okay, so there we go. Give us a call if you want to be on the show. And let's go to this. Speaking of Amazon and those brushing frauds or whatever they call them for the reviews, check this out. This is, kind of a run-of-the-mill conspiracy. This is not really anything great, but this is what's going on in the world we live in. This is pretty nuts, right? So this is TheVerge.com. Amazon takes down a 5-star fraud in the UK. The company deleted 20,000 suspicious reviews following a Financial Times investigation. And yeah, right? Like, this is happening. They're sending Joe RC cars and all kinds of shit. And, maybe buzzers for your wife. Amazon's top reviewers in the UK, straight from the article, appear to have engaged in fraud, leaving thousands of 5-star ratings in exchange for money or free products. The company took down 20,000 product reviews. Justin Fryer, the number one Amazon reviewer in the UK, left a 5-star rating once every 4 hours on average in August, according to the FT's analysis. And many of these reviews were her products from random Chinese companies. Fryer then seems to have resold the products on eBay. Okay, are you seriously kidding me that you're going to buy your own shit, send it to your own address, and you think you're going to get away with that? Really? Yeah. So left a 5-star rating once every 4 hours on average in August. Get out of here, people. No wonder you get caught. You got to be smarter than that. The article continues. Scams like these typically start on social networks and messaging apps such as Telegram, where companies can meet potential reviewers. Oh yeah. It's a profession now. You could be a professional reviewer. Once the connection is made, the reviewer chooses a free product, then waits a few days to write a 5-star review. Yeah, so you wonder why you order something on Amazon and it has all those great reviews and it shows up and it sucks and breaks in 2 days? Yeah, now you know. Like you didn't. I mean, you knew. Yeah, come on, we knew. No, we're not fooling anybody. We knew. Derek says, I want Joe to call in. There you go. You're up, Joe. Joe says, I got to get up early and I'm eating chicken wings from China. Just delivered on a rickshaw. All right. So, okay. You're off the hook if you're eating. That's fine. Okay. So there we go. What do you guys think? Does anybody out there sell on Amazon and say, there's a better way to do this, and maybe you can give us some tips if you're selling on Amazon? Maybe don't do it yourself. Don't send it to your own address, because that just sounds stupid if you ask me. But let's see. The company was alerted by Friar's activity in early August. At least one Amazon user reported the man's questionable ratings to CEO Jeff Bezos. This user was told the company would investigate, although it failed to take action until today. Friar maintains that he definitely did not get paid to post fake 5-star ratings, and he says that his eBay listings for unused and unopened products were extras, according to the Times. Of course, right? Of course. That totally sounds legit. Yeah. So you get caught, you just say, nope, that wasn't what I was doing. I was doing something else. Totally doing something else. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Oops. Autoplay. No. Okay. This is reported by, should I save this one to the end? Yeah, maybe I should save that one to the end. We got a couple at the end that are kind of more lead us into where we're headed. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? Let's turn the ad block off. They don't like it when you're doing it. Okay, speaking of Amazon, while we're bagging on Amazon, if you guys didn't see this one, this is pretty amusing. Yeah, the technocracy, the technocrats, right? You gotta report on the technocrats, because they're not going to report on themselves. So here we go. This is again a Business Insider. Back to these guys. Amazon drivers are reportedly competing against each other to snag new orders by hanging smartphones in trees outside Whole Foods stores. Okay. So, Whole Foods, the grocery store. If you guys don't know what it is, maybe some of you live in places where they don't have these Whole Foods markets. There's a bunch of organics, right? It's kind of like organic. It's like one of those organic type stores, right? They got like let's say high-end groceries. Let's say it's like costs about 3.5 or 4 times, more than a regular grocery store. That's a Whole Foods, right? If you've never been in one. So, okay, but Amazon bought them and deliver groceries, okay? So then these drivers, let's just read from the article. Why am I trying to explain sloppily when I can just read the damn thing? Amazon drivers are hanging phones from trees outside Chicago Amazon delivery stations and Whole Foods stores so that they will have first dibs on accepting new orders, according to a new report from Bloomberg. The outlet viewed footage of drivers syncing their phones up to the devices that are suspended in trees and then parking nearby to wait. Amazon system chooses drivers based on who is closest to the pickup location, meaning drivers with access to phones even slightly closer to the stores and delivery stations have a leg up on accepting orders before competing drivers. Yeah, I tell you what, right? See, this is what happens when I don't get much time to pick through the news. I just get shitty news. Anyway, so less important than the shitty news, or more important than the shitty news, is you guys. So if you guys have anything you want me to talk about, send it in, send me the link, and we'll pull it up and talk about it. And like I said, I kind of ran out of time because I thought I had news picked and I didn't. And here's where we get shitty news. Oh, nobody's perfect. Okay, but anyway, if you guys want to talk about whatever, you know what to do. You can give us a call at this number right here, 702-957-1037. You can join the Discord, and you can find both the phone number and the Discord at troubledminds.org. And don't mind the shitty website. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. So, all right, there we go. So if you guys want some better news, I'm more on point with the news. But we'll get to some of that. We got a call coming in, and I think it's our good buddy here. What's up, Joe from Florida? You're on Troubled Minds with Mike. God. How you doing, my man? How are you tonight?
I'm all right. I'm good. I was actually going to get ready to go to bed and check it on Facebook, and my days are all fucked up because a holiday, and I totally forgot what day it was, but I tuned in here late, and I just got 2 more items in the mail from Amazon. It's fucking absurd and weird, but I got, like I said, a remote control car that has lights, and opened it up, and my daughter's like, I bet you that car's got COVID. See if it's got seeds inside it. We're all fucking around. But the car works, and lo and behold, when I looked it up, when I typed in, it's called honey, like honey, but it was HONY, some weird ching chung. They probably threw a rock off a cliff, and that was the noise it made. But anyway, the brand name was Honey.
Jesus Christ.
And I was looking for cars, and like literally, like on the fourth or fifth page, there's like this yellow car with headlights for $16. Was it $15.98? And sure as shit, that's the car. And when you start to read the reviews are supposedly all based in America, but a few of them have like one name, like Salami or Swarney, and some people have like American names. So that was clearly definitely a brushing scam. And while that was going on, I had some debit card fraud, which I thought was tied to that, but I don't think it is. It was just bad timing. I probably got a credit card skimmer machine or got hit, so I had to fix my credit card because I got hit for $400 in charges.
Nice. Oh, so they did get you.
Yeah, it was like $400 in charges, and I'm looking at the places that these people charged, and it was like an eyelash place, a makeup place. So somewhere out there's probably some fucking transvestites. Anyway, never mind. There's probably somebody out there getting a bunch of makeup so they could try to look good.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I don't know.
That's it. I'm going to jinx myself.
I
but
held back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now.
It hasn't happened to me in years.
I
Go
held
ahead.
back
Go ahead.
from the terrible joke, because I really don't care. But if somebody's stealing from you, you know, you'd want a piano to fucking fall out of the sky and hit them in the head.
Yeah. The karma exchange.
But getting back to the Amazon reviews, about 3 years ago, had a guy that started ordering from Alibaba in bulk, and he, was the guy we played hockey with, and he's like, "Hey, listen, there's a friend of mine. He's Canadian. He's always got a scam. He scammed BP when the oil spill happened. He's always got some fucking angle. How he's not in jail, I don't know. But he ordered this skin cream, and he must have got it for like $7 or $8. And you don't even know if you're going to put it on your face, and your face is going to burn away, and you're going to look like the fucking Joker. I don't know. But
I would think that's probably the last thing you want to buy from China. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So he ordered it in bulk, and basically the scam was this: if I found the product, okay, before Amazon really caught on to this, if I found the product and he had a product, you'd get a group of like 25 people, and they would make a minimum investment because you got to buy it in bulk. But some Chinese companies might sell you 10. But let's say I did some kind of, I don't know, I don't even know vibrators, since we're talking about it. Let's just say I pick out some fucking crazy sex toys, and I buy 50 dildos, and my wife's like, "Why are there 50 dildos in the house?" And I'm like, "I don't know, don't chip your teeth." But anyhow, we sell them to each other, right? We would sell them to each other, but we wouldn't really sell them, or we would discount the price. That's what he used to tell me. He's like, "Hey, if you leave me a review, I'll leave you a review," and everybody leaves each other a review, and you get up in the ratings. And I believe that had worked for quite a while until Amazon somehow caught on to it.
Yeah.
What amazes me though about Amazon is, I have another friend of mine. He called it HCA, hockey culture apparel. So he was branding his own clothing and making his own shirts, and he was doing everything here, But he would tell me, he's like, man, he goes, every day there's a counterfeit. Every day something pops up counterfeit. And I'm constantly cat and mouse calling Amazon. I mean, he had to shut down part of the business, or, he lost a lot of sales because of that. And, how do you stop that when Amazon's not producing anything? Amazon is just the warehouse. Amazon is just the facilitator.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. It's a brave new world. It's the way the market goes.
And
they don't make shit here anymore.
Well, and Amazon doesn't really give a shit. Like, they have to act like they give a shit. They really don't care. Like, it means they sell more stuff and they make more money. So they don't give a shit if it's counterfeit. They don't give a shit if you're faking their reviews. They give a shit if it ends up in like the hands of a magazine that prints a story about it, like something like this, like the stuff we're talking about. Then they're like, oh shit, now we got to ban these guys, right? We got to do something about it. But they don't give a damn. They don't get. Come on, that's the world we live in.
It's so massive, and it's a double-edged sword. I mean, we can all get a lot of products for convenience. I mean, we get hurricanes down here, right? I don't want to go to a store and deal with a bunch of assholes over the last, I don't know, can of Chef Boyardee. So you can order it. You can order it and have stuff brought to you. I mean, there's that convenience that we all pay for. I mean, it's a question, it's a question that's, for free market capitalism, it's a huge question. The drivers that have to put those cell phones in the trees,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder how much they got to struggle, for the lowest bidder. We're all going right now for the lowest bidder.
Race to the bottom.
There's a reason why it's a race to the bottom. I mean, totally sidetracking, but when you look at Uber and Lyft, those were disruptors in the economy. That made people have their own hours, and to an extent, that was great. To an extent, that was great. However, I'm going to give you an example from the job. I had a Canadian family years ago. They got in the taxi cab. Taxi cab thought they weren't going to tip. The guy told me, he's like, just a stereotype. Oh, Canadians don't tip. And the husband who was alive still, he goes, I noticed the cab driver took the longest route. I was going to tip him anyway. They got T-boned, wife dies. But here's the thing.
Holy shit.
But here's the thing. That car company, that taxi cab company had insurance. There's a reason why the medallions in New York cost a lot of money, because those companies have insurance. I get in an Uber, I don't know if I'm going to end up on the side of the road missing, it could be the same thing with the cab driver, I guess, or any chance you take.
Yeah.
But you could end up missing a fucking organ, a limb, you get into a wreck. I think they put things in place for the insurance, but we're all racing to the bottom. And I guess the shame is, yes, people have to hang cell phones from trees and probably fight over, what they're going to deliver that day and how they're going to get paid for it. I mean, you realize that UPS and all of those people, even their footsteps are tracked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You realize that.
Oh, yeah. Everything they do goes into an algorithm, and yeah, for sure. And I guess I get, for the overall conspiracy here, right, is that the point is, we live in the upside down, and if you don't cheat, you don't get ahead. Right? I mean, that's like,
you know what?
That's the world we live in.
And you know what? You're goddamn right. Who would know that maybe everybody here listening, hard knocks. I mean, I'm not regretting it or nothing. I'm not going to regret stuff, but at my age, to realize that the upside down is a word for it, where people are so entrenched. And, there's two laws. Basically, there's the law for them and the law for you. Goddamn right know that if I went and did something a little bit wrong, they'd throw the book at me. But if it was somebody else that maybe had a little bit of political pull, they might get let off. I mean, again, we discussed this before. Look at the pedophile rings. You can't tell me that does not go on without somebody higher up knowing about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And covering and doing the whole thing, shutting down investigations. And yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, again, clearly hanging cell phones to get a few extra bucks in the trees is way different than like a pedophile ring. But it's still, but you know what, you get it though. It's still the same thing. Like in the end, it's, meaning that you got to cheat, right? And then
you got to cheat. You feel like you're groveling for the last dollar.
Terrible.
I mean, where's our dignity?
It's
what
terrible.
happened to our dignity? What happened to the dignity? What happened to dignity in work? All of us, people that are craftsmen, people that weld, people that built this country. All I do is fucking burn them at the end and bury them. I mean, I got no, I got no skin in that game. But the people that come out here and work hard, and we're going to take more away, and then hanging cell phones, those people got to eat. People got to eat, and we're literally could do better than what we're doing. I'm not making a suggestion about anything, but we could definitely do better. What that is, that's up for the future to decide.
The overlords. We're going to get to that. Actually, that's the topic tonight. We're going to get to that. There's this thing called a Great Reset. Have you ever heard of it?
I keep hearing about the Great Reset, and maybe I'm thinking that that's supposedly, if there's going to be a reset, I think it's going to be with with the money system, and I think that there might be a collapse here, which the United States is a speed bump, I think, in the way of the New World Order. I mean, we all talk about Agenda 2021. It's been pushed back, but, a reset might be another word to say revolution. What kind of revolution is that? Okay, Marx talked about a communist revolution. I don't really want that.
It sounds less good, doesn't it?
That endlessly. Huh?
It sounds less good, doesn't it? Like less good. Sorry, go ahead.
But no. I'm saying that if you're saying the Great Reset and they're trying to because how we change terms to make things easier to swallow. We have a tendency to do that. But I'm not going to be able to stay for the rest of the show. I'm going to fucking take my drugs and go to sleep. So, but something has to change.
Yeah.
Whether the reset is in 2040, when they say there's going to be a singularity, what does that mean? Does that mean that society is workless? That robots and machines will be smart enough to do that for us? Does that mean population control? Does that mean that the United States as a country and maybe a watchdog to the world, maybe that goes away? Unfortunately, I don't think it should, because we are the hegemon. But what does that mean? I can tell you one thing. Whoever we're paying this debt to is unsustainable. We cannot continue to pay the debt. My kids, your kids,
no,
you got to pay the debt back.
You just go drop bombs
you can't
somewhere.
pay that shit back.
Yeah. Well, once the debt gets so high, you just start a war and, pay it off that way. Selling tanks to somebody.
But if we start a war, there's already a war. I mean, let's face it, there's a war against the United States citizens. It's right now, it's a war. It's a citizens' war. Everybody in the world is facing the consequences of this disease outbreak, whether it was as bad as they say it is or not. But economies are collapsing. And maybe that was the set intent, because that would be the reset. Our, resources are going to be reallocated. Things are going to change. Banks are going to stop lending. People might be on the street again. They might have another crash. What do we do? One thing is clear, okay? The Chinese don't like us messing around in the Pacific, and they would like to put an end to that.
I'm not sure they want to war, though.
And maybe the Russians just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
If half this country's on fire after the election, they're going to have their chance to pick what they want.
Yeah, well, I know what Vladimir Putin wants. He just wants to be president forever. That's what he wants, or prime minister, whatever the hell that is. Yeah, but that's the scary thing, right? You have these like singular people in these huge power positions, and that's what the world caters to, and it's unfortunate. Anyway, whatever. Whatever. I mean, whatever. This is nothing new. So sometimes you're just like, yeah, big effing deal, right? And then the world continues to spin. Whatever. Yeah.
We're all on the show, right? How are we going to lose sleep at night? Can we lose sleep at night?
No.
I can't lose sleep at night thinking about this.
No.
All I got to think about is the way it has been based for me right now to live is I don't give a shit who you are. If you start coming down the block and you get on the property, well, then I might have a hole for you to be in. I might dig a hole to put you in. That's my extent of what I care about anymore. You can't talk politics. You can't do nothing. People get triggered. People are punching each other over a fucking mask, or BLM's going down the street. You can't fucking eat dinner. I mean, I don't even want to go to the St. Pete Pier because I don't want to see protesters. Because I didn't pay for that shit. I didn't fucking pay for that shit. Why should I go out somewhere? Why the fuck should any of us go out somewhere and have to deal with that shit?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, no, I agreed.
Really? I think all of us could agree with that. I think all of us could agree. Okay? You want to protest? Hey, go protest outside of the courthouse. Go protest. Don't go protest at the beach. It's the beach. I want to go see girls in bikinis and have a fucking colada, and I don't care.
Right.
you done right want to be an asshole? That's fine. Then come down my block. I'm going to show you how much of an asshole I'm going to be. And that's the end of things anyway. I'm sure everybody's tired of me, but somebody said call in. I hope more people do call in.
There you go.
I'll listen to the show maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, do check it out. Check out the second half. We're going to talk about the Great Reset here, and that there's some interesting things. So it's not just terrestrial, like we said. There's some metaphysical and some weird shit too. So yeah, check it out and let me know what you think, man. I appreciate the call. You're the best as usual.
Problem.
And yeah, God bless. Stay safe.
Good
all that
night
good stuff,
to
my
all
man.
I'd like to say good night to all my lovers and my haters.
There you go. Hey man, you can't have one without the other.
I know I can't, but I really don't want people fighting.
Yeah, that's true. Agreed. Thanks again, Joe. Appreciate the call, my man.
Right. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Joe from Florida. See, simple as that. Phone lines work. Joe's always the first to call and to check the phone lines, make sure everything's working. He's our tech support guy and our budding comedian, and he's actually a funeral director in Florida. So he's kind of can give us some. He's been giving us some interesting details about the COVID death rates in his area. Which we'll ask him about that next time. I got a few shout outs here. We got, who am I missing? I missed a bunch of people here. Let's see. I'll explain the Amazon thing again in a sec. Somebody said I don't get the Amazon thing, hanging the phones in trees. I'll explain. Here's the weird part too. I meant to tell Joe when he was on the phone. So I kept hearing the ringing in my ears until Joe actually got on the phone, and then it stopped. So maybe I was anticipating Joe calling. That was the ringing in my ears. Yeah, okay, let's see. We got Tamron, what's up, from South Africa. Thanks for showing up tonight. We got, who else? Let's see. We got, John says, I don't understand the cell phone in the trees thing. Okay, so basically here's what it is. So if you, as these Amazon drivers, right? So they go and they pick up the groceries to deliver from the Whole Foods. But the algorithm picks the driver that's closest by GPS signal to the Whole Foods, right? And so you can only park so close. So they take their cell phone and they hang it like in a tree close to the front door of the, right, to be closer than the other guys who have to park in the parking lot. Like that's what's going on with that, hanging the cell phones in the trees for the Amazon drivers, or the Whole Foods. I guess it's the same. I don't know if it's the same or not. But anyway, that's what that means. That's all that was about. Let's see. Derek says new currency and they want to get more control. Yeah, for sure. We will get to that. And then let's see. Elizabeth says, like in the movie, they live, obey. Yeah, totally. Cameron says that the Chinese are extremely racist towards Africans and African Americans. I think everybody, right? I think that's the thing. It's not exclusive. It's definitely not exclusive. What's up? We got Penny. Thanks for showing up, Penny. We got Ahiga from Texas. Thanks for being here tonight. We got Justin said, Frank said the same thing before he disappeared. Watch out, Mike. Wait, said the same thing about what? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the ringing in the ears? I hope not. Let's see. Penny says the Russians aren't that bad. They aren't the bad guys. He's right, and that can get your channel shut down. Saying he'll kill them and dig their hole is dangerous for your channel, Mike. No, I mean, he's. I think he's actually a funeral director. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was anything like that at all. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. Okay, if you guys want to be part of the show, you know what to do. The phone works, and Joe tested it. So yeah, I don't think there was anything kind of a threat there. I'll appeal and say, hey, he was a real, actual funeral director, and he was making a joke about his profession, and because that's true. Okay, so anyway, blah blah, so on and so forth. Let's see. Sean says that China hacked Area 51 stealth technologies. Yeah, maybe. Could be. Okay, here we go. So we got more. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord. God, I feel like I'm a mess tonight, and I'm all over the place. I'm all over the damn place. All right, let's see. So there's back to the Amazon hanging the thing in the trees. Okay, what else do we got? Where are we at time-wise? And yeah, we got time for you. So if you guys want to call, you know what to do. Phone number, troubledminds.org. Go to that crappy website. Website is shit. Go to the shit website and check it out, and you can find it out. Here we go. This is, speaking of Russia, let's go to Russia now. Let's go to Russia. We have this. This is reported by Politico.com. One of the best, right? Politico is, the unassailable truth in journalism. Facebook removes Russian accounts that targeted left-leaning Americans. The bogus accounts tied to the troll farm accused of mounting an anti-Hillary Clinton propaganda effort in 2016 also recruited freelance journalists to write news stories. Now, you tell me this. What the hell's going on? Do they really give a shit? The date on this is September 1st, 2020 by Stephen Overly. Now, do you really mean to tell me that they finally banned these propaganda accounts, these anti-Hillary accounts that were used in 2016? It took them this freaking long. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is a bunch of bullshit. There's no effing way. If this was true in the first place, they'd have banned that shit lickety-split as soon as Donald Trump won the election, right? They'd have been like, nope, we're not letting that happen again. But now suddenly, for some reason, now these same, I'm going to read it again. It says, the bogus accounts tied to the troll farm accused of mounting an anti-Hillary Clinton propaganda effort in 2016 also recruited freelance journalists to write news stories. So why does it take them 4 freaking years to ban these accounts? Like, get out of here, people. Get out of here. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we got a phone call here. Let's take this phone call, and we'll see what's going on here. You're on Troubled Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Derek Kipling from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Derek from Canada. What's up, my man? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
Right on.
Kind of drinking a little bit.
Amen. Cheers.
Had a couple shots.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just got beer, so you're ahead of me. But that's all good. You're Canadian, so
yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. What's on your mind tonight,
I like
man?
your show.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I was kind of thinking about what you think about Melbourne, Australia. What's going on there?
Which part? Brief me.
There's like a protest going on.
I'm not familiar with it, so I only I try not to watch all the news all the time. So go just tell me what's going on. What's going on in Melbourne?
Well, what's your show based on tonight? What's the theme?
We're going to get to there's a thing called the Great Reset, okay? And so it's basically a like a new world order that's going to take advantage of COVID, basically. Like you never let a crisis go to waste, and the Hegelian dialectic of problem,
like
reaction,
Clinton
solution.
And the Democrats?
No. This was just one news article. So no. That's not what we're going to talk about. For we're about to get to the main topic in just a little bit here. But yeah, no. So this is kind of like we do this in the beginning of the show, just as kind of like open topics to do whatever to encourage some phone calls. So basically, whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about, man. So Melbourne, I'm not familiar with what's going on with the protests.
The Great Reset, like what we were talking about earlier, like.
Yeah, kind of. So basically, like the New World Order is going to do it like this. We'll get into a little more detail. I got some pretty good clips to play, but it goes like this. Just a brief. The New World Order, right, is going to use COVID to take down the currency system. Okay, bring in a digital currency, just for starters.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Mike, I mentioned that in the comments.
Yeah, it's true. It's all true. So like.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, definitely. You got tons of good comments in there. So
they're trying to take down.
Yeah, and
the elites. The elites are trying to take down the money system, and they want digital currency sort of thing.
Yeah, and when basically digital currency is not what you think it is. It's actually just another surveillance tool, because then they can know single thing you're spending money on. Yeah. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Like if I want to go buy a 26 of vodka, they'll know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. That they know if we eat too much bacon and drink too much vodka, they know. And you know what I mean? And it seems like innocuous and like it doesn't really matter, but exactly. It's none of their damn business in the first place. And then exactly. Second, it's because it's a control system, right? Then they start doing things like they raise your insurance because they're like, Mike, you drink too much beer, you eat too much bacon, and we're going to raise your insurance rates. And then, it's a social credit score like China. Yeah, I mean, you're right, man. You're in the right place because that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So tell me what's happening in Melbourne.
Canadian
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. You're Canadian. Tell me all about it.
Am I on the air?
Yeah, you're with me on the air, man. You're on the air. I just keep cutting you off because I'm excited. Because I like.
I didn't know I was on the air.
You're on the air, my man. You are on the air. Yeah. So okay. So tell me about Melbourne. What's happening down there, the way you see it, and then we can talk about that if you want.
Well, it's a pretty communist system over there, just like China.
Australia is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Check it out.
I thought Australia was more like Canada. No?
No, Australia is under a lot of fire right now, I think.
Yeah, I think it's fire season down there too again. Like they've been a big mess. But
yeah.
I mean I know.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a shit show over there.
It's a shit show everywhere.
Like George Carlin said.
Yeah.
And we have a front row seat.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But, okay, so I don't know enough about Melbourne, Australia. I'll have to look into that. We can talk about it next time. How about this? What is going on in Canada?
Next show we'll talk about it.
Yeah, totally. So tell me what's going on in Canada. Are they moving, like the New World Order is moving up there as well? Is China kind of buying shit up and all that I've heard up there? Is all that actually true?
I think Canada follows the U.S. Whatever happens in the States, Trudeau is always trying to get new, the immigrants to come in.
Like who's coming?
He caters to the immigrants.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to sound racist.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, he wants.
You're not allowed to be a nationalist.
He wants people
anymore.
to come in.
Yeah.
He wants the population to grow to take care of his pension and.
Yeah. Hey, that sounds.
When he retires, he wants more workers in this country, so his pension will be higher.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I feel sorry for you guys. I think he can stay prime minister for like 16 years or something, right? He gets 4 terms up there, something like that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a long time. Whatever it is, it's a long time.
But,
yeah, the guy's a fascist.
I don't like him.
Yeah, he's a fascist. He's like Obama Jr. basically.
Yeah. He was probably not elected. He was probably selected.
Yeah, like they all are. Like they all are. Yeah. Yeah. I know a little bit about Canadian politics, but yeah. So I have heard that China's buying up a bunch of Canadian territory, kind of like they're doing all over the world, and that you're not allowed to. They're not allowed to.
In the States too.
Yeah, they're doing it here.
They're going to own half the United States in like 10 years.
Yeah, they're doing it everywhere. They own both sides of the Panama Canal, the whole deal. Yeah. They're just buying up everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll own half of Canada too in 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. So
the Chinese are working on that.
So
you should have a show on underground bunkers.
Yeah, we did do that. A long time ago, but we need to do it again because there's new information. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. We've been doing this for over 2 years, man. We've been doing this for over 2 years. So yeah, we've done all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
So we're all over the place. We talk about ghosts and aliens, and I appreciate that.
It's a great show.
Where'd you find us?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just stumbled across your website one day, and I thought it was amazing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. We got one person says our website's shit, and you say it's amazing. So we're 1-1 now.
I love it.
Appreciate
I'm
the
addicted
compliment.
to it.
Appreciate it, man.
So I'll be tuning in again, Mike.
Okay. Okay.
Hope to talk to you again soon.
Yep. Appreciate it, my man. Thanks for the call. Canadians always so polite. Thank you for calling, and have a great night, Derek. Thanks for listening, my man.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. My pleasure. Pleasure's all mine. There you go. Simple as that. See, even Canadians can dial in the phone number, right? You don't have to be scared of the long distance charges. There you go. Thanks for the call, Derek. Appreciate it, my man. That's a first time caller there. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, and you can get right on the air. Bam. If I answer the phone, you are on the air. That's the way it goes. I got some good comments here. Joe says Canadians are so polite. Canada is America's hat. And I agree. Derek was very polite. Let's see. John wants to know if that says, does that make Mexico our diaper? Maybe. Maybe. Let's see. Joe says, Mike, you have to end your sentences with A when speaking to a Canadian. A. All right. A. Apparently. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. All right, let's see. We got some other chat here. Penny says COVID isn't killing. Australia is now as bad as China. Holy shit. See, I didn't know that. And the UK is as bad. It's not fire season in Australia. It's their winter. Yeah. No, I know the UK is pretty shit. I mean, from the articles I read about their laws and stuff over there, it's just bad. It's bad. I didn't know Australia was in the same boat. That's pretty awful. Penny says, I will also ring in next time about Melbourne and Victoria. People are being beaten in the streets in Australia for not wearing the mask correctly. Oh, yeah, I do see that. I saw a little girl in Hong Kong got beat down. A 12-year-old girl got beat down by the cops or some shit because she ran, because she was intimidated by them or something. Yeah, the world's going insane. It's going insane. Like, we're just going to start stomping. Like what's Orwell say, right? The future is a boot stamping on a human face forever. Yeah, that's the words of George Orwell, and he's damn right. The intoxication of power. Let's see. Penny says Canada is now under globalist rule with Justin Trudeau. Yep, exactly. So they can vote him back in. The Queen put little Justin in power, and the Queen runs the world according to the states. The Queen of England. We don't listen to that broad. Well, I mean, I don't, but I can't speak for everybody, so whatever. Okay, anyway, here we go. All right, let's see. What do we got time-wise? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're talking about the Great Reset tonight. We're going to get to that in just a sec. And it is, so there's a terrestrial version of that, like we gave a little bit of preview with Derek on the phone there. But it's more than that. It's more than just the currency. It's more than just taking down the systems. It's the entire Saul Alinsky thing, right? It's the entire never let a crisis go to waste. And so you have to take everything you can get and move the needle as fast as possible before the crisis actually stops being a threat, right? Before COVID stops being a threat. And I don't know, if you look at the numbers, I think, if you say right now COVID is no longer a threat, or it's kind of falling off the threat chart, then you get taken down, right? So you can't really say that, so I'm not really saying that, but I mean, I encourage you to go look at the numbers, guys. Like, what's actually going on here? We're talking about a vaccine. When is it even useful at this point? I don't know. Anyway, we're not really talking about COVID, but we're talking about it as a tool to get somewhere for the powers that be. So we're going to get to that. We'll get to that in just a sec. But if anybody wants to call and talk about whatever you know what to do, 702-957-1037. We're talking about the Great Reset, and there's a terrestrial version of that where it's kind of more mundane and New World Order type stuff. But then there's another one that's more celestial, more spiritual, an actual reset. A plasma reset, if you guys have heard of that. Yeah, there's some crazy shit that may be going down. We'll take a look at that and talk about that. But yeah, so we'll get to that in just a sec. But one more time, got a couple minutes here we're going to do, and then we'll do a quick commercial break. Just 2 minutes. You guys can refresh your beverages or hit the bathroom, and then we'll keep on trucking and talk about that. But if you want to be on the show, 702-957-1037. Let's see if we can do one more. Let's do two more real fast. We'll do two more, and we'll do two more. We got a call coming in. We'll take this call, but we'll do two more articles that kind of feed us into the theme, which is the Great Reset and the New World Order, and then we'll move on to that. But let's take this phone call right now, and we'll. What's up? You're on Trouble Minds with Mike. What's your first name? Where are you calling from? Or never mind. We got to hang up. There you go. You can call me back and get on the phone, and we'll do it. Here we go. Let's go to these real quick, and this is what's going down. Oh, let's talk about this. We promised to talk about this. This is reported by Fox LA, and what the hell happened with this? This was last week or so, but check this out. This is an article by Fox LA. FBI investigating pilot's report of guy in jetpack flying 3,000 feet in the air near planes at LAX. Did you guys see this? I know probably many of you already saw this. It's kind of old news a little bit by about a week or so. This was 6 days ago. So yeah, a weekish. But okay, now here's the thing. Let's read part of this. If you guys haven't heard this. The FBI will be investigating an incident that took place near Los Angeles International Airport after an American Airlines pilot reported seeing a mystery person in a jetpack flying in the path of incoming jets Sunday evening. Quote, the FBI is aware of the reports by pilots on Sunday and is working to determine what occurred, a spokesperson told Fox 11 on Tuesday. The American Airlines pilot reported via radio to the control tower seeing a guy in a jetpack as he was approaching LAX at about 3,000 feet and 10 miles out for a landing. in the video of the story, you can listen to the actual call of the control tower, which will play in just a sec. We had the call coming in and then dropped again. Just if you're calling in, just say your name there. That's all you got to do. Let's say your name. It'll do like the screening process, and then wait to like 30 seconds, and then I'll just bring in the show. Okay, so let's play part of this real fast. If you guys didn't hear the actual where is it? So yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's no resolution to this. They haven't announced the arrest of this mystery jetpack person, the guy in the jetpack flying at 3,000 feet to the landing at LAX here. So yeah, let's play part of this and then see what this says.
Confirms to me that 2 separate flight crews report what, quote, appeared to be a man in a jetpack as they prepared to land at LAX. The pilot sounded quite certain, as you can hear for yourself.
Tower, American 1997. We just passed a guy in a jetpack. American 1997, okay, thank you. Were they up to your left side or right side? Off the left side, maybe 300 yards or so, about our altitude. Okay, American 1997.
That's right.
Okay, that's the most fun part. You get the actual flight tower communications. Notice how nobody panics. They're like, oh, yeah, all right, copy that. A guy in a jetpack, 3,000 feet. I think it's pretty cool that nobody panics. All right, let's go to this phone call, and then we'll keep on moving here. What's up here on Trouble Minds with Mike? What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, you can call me Eddie. I'm calling from Las Vegas, actually. I think we're neighbors.
Nice. Eddie from Las Vegas. What's up, my man? What's on your mind tonight?
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I've been looking for a place to sort of start talking about this a little bit publicly. My life changed dramatically in 2012. I'll give you the exact date and time, actually October 1st, 2012 here in Las Vegas. And I had always been, I guess you could call sort of a staunch skeptic when it comes to along the lines of anything regarding UFOs or supernatural or anything away from actual, proven science. But my girlfriend at the time, who's actually not my wife,
congratulations.
And I had an experience. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. We actually had an experience out here where we went out looking at stars. It was on October 1st that year, 2012. People who have done a little bit of research had a lot of significance for, I guess, sort of what's going along the lines of what you were talking about tonight. I've been listening since the beginning. About the reset that's happening. The Mayan calendar was supposed to be doing something big that year, some sort of change, and a lot of people, have believed that there was some sort of paradigm shift or something that started that year. Anyway.
Yeah. So
back to the story.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Yeah. So that night, we had about a minute after we sat down in the grass to look up at, it was this green belt here, Piccoli Ranch out here in Summerlin area of Las Vegas. Very suburban area. There's homes and things everywhere, and we laid out on the grass to look up at stars, and I was telling her how we're going to count satellites like I used to do when I was a kid. We'd watch satellites go over as stars, and we'd count, like they look like little moving stars, and you'd count them, or, see how many you could find. Well, not even a minute in, a giant, brightest thing I've ever seen glowing in the sky comes from the south and does is basically gliding, completely silent, and we're both sort of like taken by it's just a bright orb of light, and it's, something like that in the night sky, you can't really determine how high it is, or, when it's glowing that bright. If I had to guess, I don't know, I'd put it around, a couple thousand feet at the most, but it was definitely prominent in the sky, and it was moving in such a strange fashion and completely silent. And we both got this incredible chill over us. And then as we're starting to wonder what it is, almost as it passes over our area, it stops completely still and sits there for probably a good 15, 20 seconds. And then immediately drops after that, starts moving down again. And now we're freaking out because what the hell? And I've seen people with drones. I've flown drones. I've seen this was not, I was completely taken back by this. I didn't know what we were looking at. It was almost glowing every color in the spectrum, I guess you would, at once. Is it yellow? Is it red? Is it blue? It's so bright you can't really tell. And it starts to drop like it's coming down in altitude, like dropping down a pole. And then as it does a strange like hook in its movement and curves off to the north and does this like sort of snaking motion, and then we're like really we're both speechless at this point, and then it just vanishes and disappears in the air. Now, like at that point, we were hysterical. We were about a quarter mile from our home, and we ran home. I didn't know what to think. I started, anyway. I don't want to take up your entire show with this, but in the long run, what ended up happening is I had an experience that completely, I felt it changing me at that time. And it completely changed me from that point on in my life. I feel like who I was, which I didn't feel like was a terrible person, I was, did a completely 180 turn to something I didn't know. And then things started happening. I didn't know if I was going to, things like strange things. And now I've always been a person who meditates. I took martial arts, a lot as a child, and that's the first place that taught me how to, center myself and clear my mind and do that. So I've always used meditation as a tool in my life. And there started to things started happening for the first time in my meditations. Like what I felt like were contact, I couldn't call it anything else than somebody there showing up in my mind talking with me. And,
really?
So it,
and this is since 2012. This has been a recurring thing now?
At that day, my biggest fear was that nothing else would ever happen. But not only have the psychic occurrences, I guess you would say, continued, but I couldn't tell you how many times I've had actual physical, sights, and I guess you would call encounters with different kinds of strange craft. And I've actually woken up. This was we were pregnant with my daughter, so this was in 2015. My wife and I went to bed, and I woke up the next morning. I sleep in my boxer shorts, Woke up the next morning. I walk around in my boxer shorts for 20 minutes, 30 minutes before bed, and then we go to bed, and there was nothing on my body. We woke up the next morning, and there was a pattern across my left pectoral muscle, and it was a clear pattern. It wasn't a random dispersal, and it didn't hurt. It didn't feel uncomfortable. It didn't, wasn't rash to the touch or anything, but it was like a pattern of small bruises. I'd say probably a total of 40 or 50 bruises that went across my chest, but in a complete pattern. I guess the best way to describe it would be if you could picture a bike tire and the tread on a bike tire. If it were to roll over you and make that specific bruise, I didn't get run over by a bike before I went to bed.
Sure, yeah.
But I woke up. I woke up the next morning with that sort of pattern, and it wasn't exactly like a bike, but that's the best way I could describe it. They looked like they were the size of pencil erasers, and they formed a clear pattern across my chest, and I was baffled. And at the time, I didn't consider. I had been diving into this idea for several years. I was always, like I said, I was a skeptic about this stuff. Well, before 2012. Well, after this, I was so far into the ufology field and researching this stuff that my life was completely different. And well, when that popped up, strangely, I didn't think about abduction, even though I had seen a small triangular craft over our home about I'd say about 4 days prior to that was hovering at a fairly low altitude. And it still baffles me how I'm the only, I know people who believe in this stuff, but I've seen these things in broad daylight, and I'm not the only one who I've heard describe these things.
No, definitely.
But I've seen them in broad Yeah, I've seen them in broad daylight in the middle of Las Vegas, cruise off or make a hook around Lone Mountain and then basically take off the speed where it looks like it just disappeared. And that's what happened to me about 4 days prior, before I actually woke up with these marks on my chest. And at the time, I didn't think, oh, is alien abduction even a possible? You know, I started Googling dermatological conditions, like what the fuck is on my chest? You know, like, what's happening? Am I sick or what? You know, and I couldn't find anything that resembled anything that looked like what I found on my chest until. And I don't know why I didn't even think about. I mean, that's like you would think somebody in the ufology field would wake up with marks on their body and would want to, oh my God, what just happened? Well, I thought I had something wrong with my skin until, like, for some reason 3 weeks later it dawned on me, like, that, oh yeah, I was thinking about that sighting that I just described, and then I thought, oh my God, that thing, and then I said I googled alien abduction bruises. And immediately 4 or 5 different images that resembled exactly what I had on my body came up. And really? I lost my shit. Now I don't have any recollection of actually being in a ship or being abducted. I can tell you that I have countless. I could sit here all night and take up your entire show and tell you about the shit I've seen flying around in the sky out here. And I don't know if it's because I spend more time looking at the sky than the average person, or if something was. I don't know. A lot of it. I'll say 90% of it, I can't even tell you if it's an actual flying craft, like a physical craft with people in it. Most of it's just unexplainable glowing orbs. And now I'm not talking about things. I'm a very, like I said, I came from a skeptical background. If there's something that could possibly be a helicopter or a drone or even something that we, created, I'm talking about things that are appearing and disappearing, doing strange circular motions around each other and maneuvering in ways that are clearly intelligent, but clearly not of this realm. I mean, what the hell would we be doing with military things out there, making a light show in the sky? It wouldn't make, and I can tell you, after everything I've been through in the psychic experience, I can tell you 100% in my mind, I can, without a doubt, that a lot of this stuff is not, there's things out there that we're flying around, but this is something different.
Yeah. I think therein lies the conversation. That's why we talk about this stuff, because it's clear that there's some things that are going to be military and there's some things that we don't know what they are. And you're not the first person to actually call in and describe this. We've had people that have had visitations and actually described that extraterrestrial entities they've seen with their own eyes. So you're not the first person here to call in and describe these things. So, and not only that, here's a bizarre thing that sticks in my mind about this. Maybe not bizarre, but it seems to follow a pattern from what I've read and heard from other people that have visitations like this, is that it seems to be a recurring thing. It's like once you see 1 or 2 or 3, they just kind of keep coming back. It's like they're coming back to check on you for some reason. A little bit weird there, huh?
It really is. And I can tell you that for a while now, the psychic things started happening during the meditations, and for a while I was convinced that these were things that were, I was communicating with somebody physical, somebody who wasn't, they may have been in another kind of realm, but they were a physical being, so to speak. I don't know if that makes sense, but or possibly on another planet. I didn't know, but I felt like here was something who was actually real, who was at times it was like they would feed just ideas into my head, like fleeting things, while constantly reassuring me that I need to be open to these things and let them come to me. And sometimes they would come to me and as spoken words, but I'll tell you, it was always loving and it was always supportive. I felt like they wanted to be here more than they could, but they couldn't. I don't know. It was strange. It sounds so crazy. And I'll tell you, it's hard. It's really hard for me to talk about. Like I said, I've been looking for a place to open up about this, really. And it's been so many years now that I've really convinced myself that I have a story that's really that I need to share with people, because I feel like what you're saying, the Great Reset is happening, and I feel like our true role in this universe is going to really start to become apparent to us here, and that's going to require a lot of restructuring.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think
Go ahead.
And I think that possibly what happened to me back then was, I don't know. It's just, I'm just theorizing, but I mean, I personally, I would call it more than theorizing, because I've learned to trust these things that come to me. I trust that inner voice, you know, and I can't deny. I mean, every time I start to think I'm crazy, I open my eyes and there's a real life, you know, verification that this is not crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know, and so it's I really thank you for letting me open up. I've just recently started listening to the show, you know, and I'll tell you the reason I found you is because I decided I was going to find, I like this platform. I thought about writing emails. I thought about doing a lot of other, you know, that kind of stuff, but you know, just sending out, I don't know, maybe just writing down and not saying anything. But I enjoy listening to you and this kind of thing. And I figured it'd be selfish of me to not really to you know, live this life and not share what's really happening.
No, perfect.
You know,
Perfect.
I mean, I could get into some vivid detail about some of the things that have been shared. You know, and
yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. So we can't go on all night with it, but I'm not going to run you off. But here's what I'm saying. You know where to find us. And we got some good comments here. John on Facebook says, thanks for sharing. Diane says, thanks for sharing your story. You're not alone. And so like there's people that are here listening for very similar reasons that you are, right? So it is important for you to come and to talk about these things, because you may prompt somebody else to maybe come out of their shell and share these stories, because that's the reason we do this live. That's the reason why the entire premise of this whole show is for exactly this right now, for you to call in and say, hey, look, guys, like, this is for real. I'm not trolling. This is my life. And this is, you know, like, keep an eye out. These things are real, you know, like, that's what this is about. So, so no, thank you for calling. Thanks for sharing your story. It means a lot to not just me, but everybody here. Sorry, go ahead.
Mike, and thank you, man. Thank you and Mike, thank you for doing what you're doing here and creating that platform I was talking about. This is it's an awesome thing that, you know, and it's helping minds open. And I think that is part of this reset. I think you're helping us get through that. So thanks.
Thank you. I hope in a fantastic way. So here's the thing, Eddie, don't be a stranger. You know where to find us. Call back soon. Let us know. We have tons of time. Here's the thing, this is our show. I've always said this. This is our show together. This is not me just telling everybody what's up. If you want to spend a good amount of time and maybe put together your thoughts, jot them down on paper, and you want to be on the show for like an entire show, we can do that, man. We can do it. So you just let me know. Okay, you can find me on Facebook. Send me an email at troublemindsradio@gmail.com. Just send me a message and let me know, because if you got a story to tell and you think it's important that it gets out, I think it's important. You think it's important. Let's get it out there. Let's talk about it. So you let me know. You're definitely welcome, and thank you for the call. I appreciate you sharing.
Of course, man. You have a great night.
Thanks a lot. You too, man. There you go. Eddie from Las Vegas. There you go. It could be my neighbor for all I know. So, yeah, good stuff. We haven't had a call like that in some time, where we had somebody who's actually an experiencer, right? It's been a bit, but yeah, I mean, this stuff is real, you know, like I make light of it because, you know, it's hard to say some of these things without laughing all the time, but, you know, these things are happening to people out there. I've seen them. I've seen things in the sky. Like, I've never had experiences quite like that, or had, you know, any kind of ESP type connections, or any of this, or lost time or abduction experiences. I've never had any of that that I can recall anyway, but it happens to people. So yeah, thanks for the call, Eddie. Fantastic. And like I said, you're welcome. So let me know. You want to be on the show? You want to be on for the whole damn show? We'll do it, man. We'll do it. And that goes for everybody. You guys know this if you listen regularly, that you can just be on the show. You can just be, hey, you know, I got stuff to talk about, and let's carve out a Tuesday or a Friday, or we can make a new day if it's the day's not good for you. You decide. You let me know. You guys are all welcome. You know it. So there we go. Definitely good stuff. Thank you for sharing. Great call, Eddie. And yeah, definitely good stuff. Penny says, I've had a similar experience, Eddie. She's on YouTube over there. I filmed them dancing in the sky. Yeah, right? It happens to people. I'm telling you. I've seen things. I've seen things in the sky. I'm telling you. Fred says, great call. I agree. Great call. Okay, so here we go. We're going to do, before we get to the Great Reset here, we're going to do, everybody go refresh your drink, fire up a pee-pee break or whatever you're going to do. Let's take a couple minutes real fast just so we can get everybody to stretch your legs. 3 hours is a long time. And then we're going to come back and talk about the Great Reset, which is, again, it's many things all at the same. And it's a terrestrial thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a celestial thing. And it seems to be maybe coinciding with exactly what's happening right now. So we'll get to that in just a sec. So let me play this quick 2-minute commercial. Go ahead and everybody stretch your legs, and we'll meet back in 2 minutes. Or if you're just settled in and got your beanbag or whatever, listen to the commercial. There's a good message here too. So catch you back in 2 minutes, and starting now.
Are you enjoying the conversation? Do you like talking about all things aliens, conspiracy, and paranormal? Well, if so, thank you. And also, we need your help. As you are probably aware, the technocracy, the government, major corporations, and anybody with a ton of money needs to control the narrative. Otherwise, they cannot control your mind. And as a result, free speech, independent thought has become the devil, the opposition. And of course, anybody that knows anything realizes that notion is absurd. The individual decides what they want for themselves, not from the collective. And pay attention to the media and ask yourself, which are they telling you to prefer? Now, I ask for help. The way you can help this conversation continue is by spreading the word. And it's really easy. You can spend just a few seconds of your time. Go to troubledminds.org, that's the official website, and find the iTunes link and leave us a review. If you enjoy the conversation, that is the best way you can give back to Troubled Minds and the community that we've worked so hard to build together. Otherwise, the technocracy will continue to stamp us into the ground. They will continue to shadow ban the words we say and the thoughts we think, and this will never end.
Spooky, scary. Welcome back. All right, so there we go. Just kind of a nice little break there to give everybody a chance to refresh your drink. A cold drink without ice is less cold. So, yeah, there we go. I thought it's probably better to just throw a 2-minute commercial in. 3 hours is a long time to sit in one spot. So, there we go. Let's talk about the Great Reset. Thanks again for the call, Eddie. That was amazing. And literally, the reason we do this entire show is exactly for calls like that, because there's a lot of places where you can't talk about this, and you bring it up and people think you're nuts. Just absolutely like certifiably nuts, And it's a big universe. It's a big world out there. So there's a lot of things that I think that they need to be talked about. So yeah, definitely great call. Thanks for sharing. And there we go. Let's see. Penny says, let's see. In England, we say going to the loo for a wee wee. There we go. I'm gonna have to use that. I have to put that in the commercial. If you're gonna go to the loo for a wee wee, you got 2 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so let me burn through the news here real fast, because this is part of the Great Reset. Just 2 more, and then we'll get to the Great Reset here. So that was we were talking about the pilot, right, in the LA. There we go, no problem. Here we go. Here's part of the Great Reset. This is reported by 10.medium.com, and I'll just read the headline and kind of get us to an understanding of where we start this story, this Great Reset story. And we got some clips to play, and it makes probably lots of people smarter than me can explain it better. So that's why I like to clip stuff out so we can kind of tell a coherent tale here. But reported by 10.medium.com, and the headline reads this: "The privileged have entered their escape pods." And so technology gave us the dream of a cocooned future. Now we're living it, right? And so this goes on. It's long. It's pretty long. It's too long to go through here. But I highlighted this here, and let's read this. No, let's not read this. We got to get to some other shit. But I'll link it, and you guys can check it out. But here's the thing, though. basically they're saying that people are taking off. Like the privileged have entered their escape pods. So the people with money have alternate properties and food stocked and this type of thing. They say that we're kind of at that point where they're starting to go. All right, they're starting to maybe set these things up and maybe take their family to other countries or to their bunkers in the country and this type of thing. So I just want to point that out real fast. And here's one more. Here's one more. And here's for the rest of us. Before we get to the Great Reset here. I thought these two new news stories, as I actually had time to think about it, and as we were doing the show here, these make perfect sense. So the privileged go to their bunkers and to their places where they're safe, and the rest of us, well, Fox News reports that mealworms show promise as sustainable food source. Scientists say. So there we go. I mean, it's not funny, but it is kind of funny, right? I mean, you got to include everybody, don't you? So the privileged head off to their bunkers, and the rest of us, well, at least science says mealworms show great promise as a sustainable food source. So shut up, and here's your handful of mealworms, and get back to your gulag. That's the way it goes. All right, so what exactly is the Great Reset? All right, I've been teasing it way too much. Let's just go to Smarter People Than Me. This is a YouTube video that, let's see, hold on, the Great Reset. Here we go. We're going to start with this. Now, this is an actual thing. This is from the World Economic Forum. You guys will never freaking believe this. This is an actual freaking thing, right? The Great Reset is not just a conspiracy term, right? Or a spiritual term or a celestial term. It's not. It is those things, but it's also right on a website of the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset. Here's the headline. I'm going to read this real fast. There is an urgent need for global stakeholders to cooperate in simultaneously managing the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. To improve the state of the World Economic Forum is starting the Great Reset Initiative. Hold on, and they've got a propaganda video. We got to play this too. Let's play this propaganda video real fast. This is literally from them. The Great Reset, this is their propaganda video. I'll link this. You guys can check it out. And they're explaining, this is just a minute and a half, and then we'll get to some good clips that really break this down on what it is. But listen, watch this closely and listen to what they say. I'll link it again if you guys want to check this out. Again, all my sources, I always link. You can find them in the YouTube description after we're done here. But here we go. This is what the Great Reset is by the, who is it again? The World Economic Forum. And they're the ones who actually coined the term the Great Reset. So here we go. Let's play this and then we'll get to it. Our world has changed. I'm going to just read the headlines as they come. Our challenges are greater. Our fragilities exposed. Our systems need a reset. Everyone has a role to play. The Great Reset. Join us. Anyway, no shit. The World Economic Forum has their own propaganda video out on YouTube. I just linked it. You guys can check it out. About the Great Reset. All right. Now, what the hell is the actual Great Reset? This, no shit. This is on their website. The context, the COVID-19 crisis and the political, economic, and social disruptions it has caused is fundamentally changing the traditional context for decision-making. The inconsistencies, inadequacies, and contradictions of multiple systems from health and financial to energy and education are more exposed than ever amidst a global context for concern for lives, livelihoods, and the planet. Leaders find themselves at a historic crossroads, managing short-term pressures against medium and long-term uncertainties. Oh boy, I tell you what, it sounds like more good old-fashioned communism to me. But here we go. Let's break this down on what the actual reset plan is. Part one, somebody smarter than me describing this. I'll link where this came from in the YouTube video. But let's play part of this and see where this heads. The Great Reset Plan by the I keep forgetting the name because they're so forgettable. The World Economic Forum. Here we go. Part one, action. The Great Reset.
We've all heard the phrase, never let a good crisis go to waste, and I would say that applies even if the crisis is engineered. We've also...
Actually, hold on. So we're getting the stuttering on this thing again, so I'm going to just reboot it. It usually happens about halfway through the show, and I usually reboot the thing after the commercial, but I didn't this time, so okay, so I'll read part of this, and then we can hear from this guy after I reboot the thing here. So the opportunity, that was the context, the COVID-19 crisis, right? And you heard him say in the beginning of the clip there, never let a crisis go to waste. Now, this continues here. It continues, as we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery. Let's reboot this sucker, and I'll continue. There we go. All right. As we enter a unique window of opportunity to shape the recovery, this initiative will offer insights to help inform all those determining the future state of global relations, the direction of national economies, the priorities of societies, the nature of business models, and the management of a global commons. Drawing from the vision and vast expertise of the leaders engaged across the forum's communities, the Great Reset Initiative has a set of dimensions to build a new social contract that honors the dignity of every human being. I mean, maybe I'm the most cynical asshole on earth, but I read this stuff and all I hear is it's no longer good enough. Okay, now this is Michael Strange translating what this says. It's no longer good enough for you to choose your own direction. We have smart, capable leaders that are willing and ready to run your life for you. All we need is the construct, the determination, and your signature on the dotted line. We will take care of you for you. That's what I see. That's what I read that's not what it says, but I tell you what, I can read between the lines as well as anybody. And this is yeah, here we go. Part one, now this thing's rebooted, and I'm shitting you not. This is a real thing. And what's up, Ash? Hey everyone, I'm here for the end of the world. Well, congratulations. You showed up just in time. Part one, action.
We've all heard the phrase, never let a good crisis go to waste, and I would say that applies even if the crisis is engineered. We've also heard the phrase, order out of chaos, which is a strategy that I believe we are seeing unfold before our eyes. Now, I'm sure that many of you are familiar with the Hegelian dialectic, which is problem, reaction, solution. If you have a goal of, let's say, global governance, you may not be able to just roll this out because you'll be met with resistance, and there may be little to no justification for this agenda. So you engineer a crisis, in this case a global health pandemic, a scenario we have seen wargamed in documents such as the 2010 Rockefeller Lockstep document and Event 201, the tabletop exercise and simulation of a global coronavirus pandemic. That was sponsored by the World Economic Forum, Johns Hopkins, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which took place last October. This crisis, which I believe to be engineered, produces a desired response. A controlled demolition of the global economy, wiping out the middle class, creating more dependency upon the government in the form of stimulus money and bailouts, which essentially equate to ownership. We experienced the authoritarian lockdowns, which was the conclusion of the Rockefeller Lockstep document on how to mitigate this crisis. Now, we are also witnessing massive civil unrest under the guise of seeking social justice and ending inequalities and systemic racism, as they call it, when in reality, these riots are nothing more than an organized destabilization operation, much like the ones we have seen the US and the CIA carry out in countless countries before they topple their governments and install puppet regimes. This is a planned operation. So back to the problem, reaction, solution strategy. We have the engineered problem, COVID-19. We have the reaction, the economic collapse and the civil unrest, and now it's time for the solution, a solution which has already been predetermined, prepackaged, and ready to roll out.
Ready to roll. So this is, we've talked about, we did a whole show on the Hegelian dialectic there, problem, reaction, solution, right? And so this is exactly what he's saying. And we were talking about this. Ash, what's up? We were talking about this back in January. Back when nobody else was talking about, like everybody was, all the stupid morons of the media were talking about impeaching the president, right? Orange man bad, right? All the terrible things he says, right? They can't point to a single policy he did that they disagree with. They just don't like the things he says. So impeach, right? But we were saying, hey, look, this whatever's coming out of China doesn't look good. One, right? So we need to be careful of that. But number two, we need to be extremely vigilant of what the government may try and take from us as a result of this, with liberty and freedom and the rest of this stuff, right? We were talking about it way back then, long before anybody else, or maybe not the first, but we were among the first that were actually starting to see the future, like the possible future here. And this is it. This is the great reset, right? So now this is, I'm linking this dollarcollapse.com. This is where I got that YouTube video, and it is fantastic. This YouTube video is great. And these are the clips we're playing. So this is from an individual named, let's play part of this. I didn't catch the guy's name, but like I said, he's way smarter than me. So let's do this real fast. Let me find out. Here we go. And I'll link the YouTube video. You guys can check it out. But I think it's important to source people's names when they do smart work and put the information out there. So let's do that real fast, and then we'll get to the rest of this and play some more of this. But yeah, you hear what he said, right? Exactly like we were saying back in the day. Is that there's a
Welcome
there's a
Spiro.
plan
Thanks for
here.
tuning in.
We've
all heard the phrase "never let a good crisis."
Oh shit, this guy's got a ton of views too. So this thing went viral. His name is Spiro Skouras, and I just linked it. And if you guys want to check out the YouTube video yourself, this is what the individual looks like right here. And there it is. There it is. So let's go. So more of this. This is where this came from, and he's going to talk about the Forbes article here in just a sec. So let's play this, and then we'll keep on moving. Part 2 of this exact video, and like I said, he says it's better and smarter than me. So action.
The solution was just announced by the World Economic Forum, the same World Economic Forum who asked Johns Hopkins to host Event 201. Their solution is what they are calling the Great Reset, an initiative that was officially launched this week. Now, the Great Reset is not a new idea that they just made up over the weekend, okay? This is a long-standing global governance agenda which ties into the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which seeks to regulate, control, and redefine all aspects of life as we know it. And in June of last year, the United Nations and the World Economic Forum formed a strategic partnership to accelerate the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda. Now, here's a quote from the World Economic Forum about the Great Reset, directly from their website. In fact, one silver lining of the pandemic is that it has shown how quickly we can make radical changes to our lifestyles. Almost instantly, the crisis forced businesses and individuals to abandon practices long claimed to be essential, from frequent air travel to working in an office. Back in January of this year, 2020, the World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab was asked, "What can we expect to be the focus of Davos 2020?" And he referenced his book from 1970 on a new economic model called stakeholder capitalism.
Well, thank you so much. And of course, it's the headquarters of the World Economic Forum, which is celebrating 50 years as its founder. What does that mean to you personally?
It doesn't mean celebrating 50 years of Davos or of our existence. For me, it means to celebrate 50 years of the stakeholder concept, of stakeholder capitalism, because I wrote the book in 1970 and conceptualized, probably for the first time, what we call today stakeholder capitalism. And I wanted to create a place where stakeholders could meet. And that was the original idea of Davos. So I'm very pleased and happy that we are not only celebrating 50 years, but we are celebrating now finally that stakeholder capitalism has become or is becoming mainstream.
Now tell me, does this guy not look like he belongs in like a bad cartoon? Like he belongs in a James Bond film, like his accent and everything? I mean, are you shitting me? He's just like all those things he just said. Like, yeah, we're so smart. We have all the tools, and we have all the scientists, and we have all the people ready to take care of you, for a better, more sustainable society, right? This whole bit. Yeah. Like I said, there's a dirty dollar. There's a dirty aspect of just turning over governments, right? Of popping control from one individual to the next, right? One group of people to a larger or a smaller group of people, depending on what they want to do. Like that's the dirty part. That's the terrestrial part. We're gonna get to a spiritual part. We're gonna get to an etheric part of the Great Reset shortly. But this is where this starts, right? So it's like these people understand and realize that, hey, given this COVID crisis, right? They've tested basically what they could get away with, right? So far, they're like, all right, well, we've shut down huge chunks of the economy. We've put millions of people out of work, and nobody's rioting yet, right? Like, there's riots for other reasons. Oddly enough, you would think that the people that are out of work and the government's not doing a damn thing to help them, you'd figure those were the riots would start, right? Like, why are all the unemployed people not in Washington, D.C. or in City Hall, right? Like, all you got to do is just swarm those places, and things, they think twice. They think twice about the way they're doing things. So yeah, who knows? So anyway, here we go. This is the individual. Like I said, he looks like a cartoon character from The Simpsons. Like like if you imagine like a guy from the X-Files that sat in the dark room, with a cigarette smoking man, it'd be a dude like this, right? It'd be this freaking guy. And yeah, this is straight from that video, and this is exactly where the guys sourced these clips. So here we go. We're gonna go part 3 on the Great Reset, and then we'll get to stick with me for a little bit. I know this is a little bit New World Order-ish and the Illuminati and Deep State, but trust me, this gets a lot more fun, a lot more thought experimenty soon, and less dreary, and yeah, like this action.
When we look on the World Economic Forum's website, we see that stakeholder capitalism is one of the main objectives of this Great Reset. At the time of the interview back in January of 2020, the stock market was at all-time highs, and the sense of urgency for a new economic model really wasn't there.
I see also, I would call it, that we have urgency in emergency related to the environmental issues, climate change, but also biodiversity and so on. We face an emergency situation, and we have not yet really the sense of urgency to address those issues. We see it now with the fires in Australia, and of course it's relatively difficult to get such a sense of urgency if the stock markets are doing so well as we see now.
Now we have economic conditions comparable to that of the Great Depression due to the fallout from the coronavirus lockdowns. And now, lo and behold, we have the justification for the Great Reset and the 50-year-old plan for the new economic system. Now, just 3 days ago, the World Economic Forum hosted a virtual summit for the Great Reset. Attendees included Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, the United Nations Secretary General Guterres, Prince Charles, the head of the International Monetary Fund, and a top representative from MasterCard, among many others. And the general consensus was that we cannot afford to miss this window of opportunity to implement the Great Reset because COVID has shown our current system to be broken.
The COVID-19 crisis has shown us that our old systems are not fit anymore for the 21st century. It has laid bare the fundamental lack of social cohesion, fairness, inclusion, and equality. Now is the historical moment, the time, not only to fight severe virus, but to shape the system for the need for the post-corona era.
I don't know what the hell he just said, but it sounded sinister. Again, very cartoonish, right? Like the cartoon villain. Like he just needs the cat. Like, you know, he's stroking the cat and, doing the monologue about how he's going to take down James Bond. It's just like, are you shitting me? Like, this is literally, this is exactly what we're looking at. And this is straight from the website. Like, you would never believe this, right? If somebody didn't say, look at this shit. The World Economic Forum says this. You click the About tab and it goes like this. The Great Reset will be the theme of a unique twin summit in January 2021, convened by the World Economic Forum. The Great Reset is a commitment to jointly and urgently build the foundations of our economic and social system for a more fair, sustainable, and resilient future. Yeah, totally, right? You believe a word of this shit? Yeah, I don't believe a word of this shit. Here we go. There's more of this. This is from geopolitics.co. And I'm going to link some of these as we go. And this is not like, this is, think about it this way, right? Now this is crazy. So instead of, okay, so we clearly have first world countries, there's second world countries, third world countries, and there's even worse, right? There's countries that have like just warlord and worse, like worse than third world. It's just like literally without structure whatsoever. Okay, like it gets freaking bad, really bad. Okay, now the Great Reset, instead of trying to prop up, right, third world countries and bring everybody up to a higher quality of living, that's what they say. Okay, but what they really mean is that, Michael Strange, you drink too much cold beer and you take too many warm showers. And so other people out there would like some cold beer and some warm showers too. And so you need to do less of that because, so it becomes less about bringing people up and it becomes more about breaking people down, just like this guy said, breaking down the middle class. So let's go with another thing here. I'm not even middle class, for crying out loud. I get some cold beer, I'm a happy man. Like, are you shitting me? And then they're gonna take away my happy, guys. Cheers, just kidding. There you go. Let's play part 3. This smart guy from the YouTube video. But this is like think of the words they say and exactly what they mean, because this is not kosher. This is not cool. And okay, where were we at time wise? Oh, fuck it, we can go long. I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's one of those, I think the message is important, so I think we need to get through it. So we're not going to rush through this. Let's just get to part 3, the smart guy from the YouTube video. Again, I'll link the video if you guys want to watch the entire thing, which I recommend you do. But here we go, part 3 action.
When we look on the World Economic Forum's website, we see that stakeholder capitalism is one of the main objectives of...
I think I played that. Let's go 4.
The Great Reset is a welcome recognition that this human tragedy must be a wake-up call. As you rightly say, it is imperative that we reimagine, rebuild, redesign, reinvigorate, and rebalance our world.
But these are unprecedented times. Every person on the planet has been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Our world came to a standstill, and it became clear that we did not have the answer or the mechanisms to address such an unprecedented global threat. The threats posed by this dreadful pandemic came upon us suddenly with very little warning. The threat of climate change has been more gradual, but its devastating reality for many people and their livelihoods around the world, and its ever greater potential to disrupt, surpasses even that of COVID-19. We have a golden opportunity to seize something good from this crisis. Its unprecedented shockwaves may well make people more receptive to big visions of change. Global crises like pandemics and climate change know no borders and highlight just how interdependent we are as one people sharing one planet.
History would look at this crisis as the great opportunity for reset. From the perspective of the IMF, what we see is inevitably a very massive injection of fiscal stimulus to help countries deal with this crisis and shift gear for growth to return. But it is paramount that this growth leads to a greener, smarter, and more fairer world in the future. I'm particularly keen to take advantage of the low oil prices today to eliminate harmful subsidies and to bring in place carbon price as an incentive for the investments for the future. Secondly, we know the digital economy is the big winner of this crisis.
Oh, did you check that out? We know that the digital economy is the big winner of this crisis. And so if you think there aren't people out there in the dark shadows with the smoking man from X-Files, right? Like rubbing their hands together, understanding like, holy shit, look what we can get away with now. Like we would never have been able to get away with this without the pandemic. But now, right now, we must seize the moment. And notice he used that word. We can seize, right? Seize. Like that's a powerful word, right? That's take something by force is what that means. Okay? And this is the language these people are using, okay? And I know many of you we're already on we understand what's going on, okay? But this is putting a face and a link to this stuff. Like people you can go and you can read that they have a damn website and they have that propaganda video that we played. Join us, right? Like we just need your consent. We need you behind us so we can take everything you have and here's your handful of mealworms and the rich people go to their bunkers and there we go, right? Like we're good to go. We're good to go. No, fuck off. We're not good to go. Part 5, we're going to get through this and we'll get to the, there's some fun stuff at the end of this, some thought experiment type stuff about the ethereal Great Reset. This is the celestial Great Reset is probably the best way to put it. But this is just the terrestrial version. So as boring as it is, like I said, this is like a bad Simpsons cartoon, a bad Simpsons villain talking about taking over the world through the New World Order and using the pandemic as a cudgel to do it, as a political cudgel to do it. Here we go. Part 5 of this. Let's keep on rolling.
We have a choice to remain passive, which would lead to the amplification of many of the trends we see today. Polarization, nationalism, racism, and ultimately increased social unrest and conflicts. But we have another choice. We can build a new social contract, particularly integrating the next generation. We can change our behavior to be in harmony with nature again. And we can make sure that the technologies of the 4th industrial revolution are best utilized to provide us with better lives. In short, we need a great reset.
According to the World Economic Forum website, the Great Reset agenda would have 3 main components. The first would steer markets towards fairer outcomes, aka wealth redistribution through taxation and regulation. The second component of the Great Reset agenda would ensure that investments advance shared goals, such as equality and sustainability, aka there will be global standards regulated by task forces to control every aspect of your life through regulation and ensure compliance to the 2030 agenda. The third and final priority of the Great Reset agenda is to harness the innovations of the 4th Industrial Revolution to support the public good, especially by addressing health and social challenges, aka this is the transhumanist agenda to merge man with machine and enforce compliance with global governance initiatives laid out by the UN's 2030 agenda. Now, this might be a good time to note that 14 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals include vaccination.
I'm not going to talk about mandatory policy and where I stand on that point. It may well come up later, kind of hoping it does in the questions, because then I'll share with you my rather one-sided opinion on that. So what could be a better return on investment, Rob?
Yeah, right? So we're not going to talk about mandatory policy because that's ugly, you know? That's like the stuff of revolutions and, you know, beating people down the streets with billy clubs and, forcing them into, prison camps, kind of like China's doing to the Muslims that the Uyghur Muslims that they have in the, you know, all that, right? Like the social credit scores. Yeah, man, this is all going to be voluntary as long as you want to eat. And when you want to eat and they provide it, here's your handful of mealworms. I'm telling you, like this cannot be literally some sort of propaganda campaign to like, do people buy this shit? Like this is worse than anything that comes out of a politician's mouth. Like even politicians are not so stupid to just like preach utopia all the time, right? That's what's coming out of these fools' mouths. Like, oh, yeah, hey, everything will be better. Everybody will be better off. As long as we have the resources and we get to tell you how many people get how many resources, then everything will be fine, right? It's like, I swear we've never tried this before, right? Like we haven't had millions of people starve in Mao's China doing the exact same thing. We haven't had millions of people starve in Stalin's Russia doing the exact same thing, right? No, of course not. Of course not. You know why? Because this time it's different. You know why? Because we're kind, benevolent. We know how to treat people. We know people dying is a bad thing. We've overcome that. Human beings have overcome evil. And this time, we've got it right. Send us all of your stuff. And if you don't worry. Soon enough, we'll have enough of the mob behind us to come and take it from you. That's what these people are saying. Fucking nuts. This is fucking nuts. This is insanity. All right, again, terrestrial, the Great Reset. All right? Don't worry. We're going to get to some pretty out there stuff in a minute. Here's part 6. There's only 9 of these, so we're almost done. But like I said, it's important to go through when you get smart people break this down and tell you what's actually going on and kind of pull some of these clips out. So this individual that you're looking at, his name is, now I'm going to pull this video up and you're going to laugh. This is pretty funny. Let's go full screen on this. All right, now check this out. This is pretty funny. This is the WEF founder. This is, what's his face? WEF is the World Economic Forum, is this guy. And his name is Professor Klaus Schwab, right? Tell me that doesn't sound like a bad cartoon character. All right, now check this out. This gets worse. Or better. The first comment here is by an individual named Alex King. All right. It says, this is the kind of person that will send you to a concentration camp if you disagree with him. Don't give the fascists any power. I had a good chuckle when I read that comment. Anyway, this is the guy. This is the guy of the World Economic Forum, right? And again, he sounds like he's straight out of World War II, right? He's like, what the fuck is this? All right, here we go. And so here's the individual that, again, put this video together. His name is Spyro Skaris, and he's the guy that sounds like he's reasonable in this. So here we go. Let's play this, and you guys can hear what he has to say. Part 6, a few more here, and then we'll get to the celestial part of this. You'll never believe it. This gets crazier. So this is the Great Reset. We're talking about economies. We're talking about countries. We're talking about globalism. We're talking about sustainability. We're talking about here's your handful of mealworms. Sit down and shut up. That's what we're talking about. Part 6 action.
The original Industrial Revolution was driven by the discovery that you could use steam engines to do all kinds of interesting things.
But that was followed by additional revolutions for electricity and computers and communications technology. We're now in the early stages of the 4th Industrial Revolution, which is bringing together digital, physical, and biological systems.
One of the features of this 4th Industrial Revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us.
There you just heard Klaus Schwab, the founder and executive chairman for the World Economic Forum, say that the 4th Industrial Revolution is going to change us, change humanity.
With the ability to visualize brain activity, for example, through a simple consumer-based EEG device, it gives us access to ourselves in ways that we've never before thought possible. It unlocks the black box that is the brain and enables us to really, truly be able to realize an identity that is aspirational.
There's now a scientific foundation for the effects of mindfulness on the brain, on the genome, on biological aging. And when the human mind does know itself, then you get the potential for a new renaissance that restructures itself in terms of our relationship to life, our relationship to the planet, our relationship to work.
We need a different economic model. And by that, I don't mean capitalism versus communism. What I'm talking about is a shift in the system along the lines of the two big changes that happened in the 20th century, Keynesianism, with a much greater focus on health and education and the role of government working with business, and then a reaction against that in late century to neoliberalism, where the focus was on free markets, freedom of the individual, and getting governments out of the way. We need a shift to a new system that will allow us to meet the basic needs of every human on the planet, that will live within planetary means, that will be fairer, and that will be focused as its key goal, not on growth per se, but on maximizing human well-being. And history tells us that a values shift is triggered by creation of a new story about how we want to live.
we're gonna I'm sorry. All right. So we're going to maximize human well-being, right? Like again, like we've never heard that before, right? And again, I don't think it's impossible to set up policy where we actually give a shit about people. I don't think it's impossible, okay? So when I laugh cynically like that, and you find me as a cynic on here when I talk about this stuff all the time, I'm not so cynical that I don't think it's possible. I think it's possible. I think the powers that be don't want it. Okay? They reject it outright because they don't want us to think for ourselves and they don't want us to make our own decisions because it's grotesquely inconvenient for them. Okay? Now think about that. Like in those terms, yeah, I'm a cynical bastard, right? Fine. Whatever. But holy shit. Like, again, even politicians are not so stupid to use utopian terms like this. And these guys are ushering in this reset using these kind of terms. Here we go. Here's your handful of mealworms, like I said. We'll play the last couple clips here, and then we'll move on to the rest of this. What's up, Larry? I see you there. What's up? Let's see, Elizabeth. Let's see, who else did I miss? Let's see, who else? I miss Diane. Evil rules the world, she says. Let's see, what do I got? Cigarette smoking man, says Derek. Let's see. What do we got? Darius Moo. No, that's not my picture. I got videos of me if you want to actually see me. They're up on the thing. Anyway, let's see. Esoterica. Sounds like someone is fed up with a certain agenda that isn't getting much traction. Going back to that video there. And then continues Esoteric on YouTube. Wasn't there a mayor in California the other day who said they shouldn't use their AC during a heat wave because of energy reasons? Yeah, not only that, sustainability in California, right? Like when you hand it over to the government, they're so stupid they can't realize that, oh shit, it's going to be hot in August. And guess what they do? There's old people, right? There's people that literally need air conditioning to survive in heat waves, and they're so sustainable, right, with their green energy that they're so sustainably stupid that they can't plan for a heat wave, that people are in blackout situations where they may die, right? So we'll keep an eye on that, of course. But like, again, really? Like, okay, so this is not just what we want for California. This is what we want for the rest of the world. And not only that, well, when the mob agrees, you must obey as well. You must obey as well. What's up, Lestat on Periscope? I see you there. What's up? Thanks for showing up. Let's see. Derek says, what are your thoughts on Ron Johnson's Stranger Than Fiction news? I don't know who that is. I'm not familiar. So we will, let me know. Send me a link. TroubleMindsRadio@gmail, and I'll check it out, and we'll get to that at some point. There's too much good information here, too many smart people to talk about this stuff. I don't say too many. We need more smart people to talk about this stuff. But there's a lot of smart people to talk about this stuff. So yeah, send that, and we will get to it at some point. Okay, God willing, if we got the time. And we're given the time, we will get to it because this stuff is important in my opinion. Here we go. A couple more clips of this, and they're talking about, again, this new. It is a new world order, right? But they've rebranded it. They realize they're seizing an attempt here at changing everything because using COVID as the political cudgel to do it. Okay, So it's no longer a new world order, right? That's always been a conspiracy term. Well, George Bush said it himself, but then it became a conspiracy term. Now there's something called the Great Reset. Okay, here we go. A couple more clips and then we'll get to the celestial Great Reset, which is a little more disturbing than this. And if you can believe that. So here we go. Part action.
They were talking about this new economic model not being based on hard work or being a business owner or creating wealth and success. They were talking about a new global economic order that will be fairer, they say, and essentially redistribute wealth, your wealth, as they see fit to lower the standards where you are in your countries or in some countries and raise them in others.
So the goal is no longer, I want to be less bad, less monotonous, less unsafe, less unjust. It's really about a diverse, safe, healthy, and just world with clean air, clean water, clean soil, clean energy.
Together we are fighting to preserve our fragile climate from irreversible damage and devastation of unthinkable proportions.
Are you beginning to see how this COVID crisis has accelerated the 2030 agenda and global governance? And how they use public figures such as celebrities to help sell it to the public because people do not trust governments and institutions. Now, of course, the Fourth Industrial Revolution will be sold to humanity as a way to better mankind, a word which they don't want you to use. Mankind, the UN doesn't like that. They want humankind, right? Anyways, they will make paralyzed people walk again. They will help the blind to see. And while this is all amazing and great, history shows us that time and time again, things that could be used to benefit humanity are often weaponized and turned against humanity.
Humans have always been using tools, but because of the recent advances in technology, we're beginning to have machines that can augment us in all sorts of interesting ways.
I was the first person in the world to be able to voluntarily move my legs while stepping in a robot by exciting the nervous system using electrical stimulators directly onto the spine. We believe that a cure will be possible if enough of the right people have the will to fast track a cure for paralysis.
Now, come on. This is what I'm saying, right? Like, when you frame everything as we're going to save humanity with these decisions we're making, right? Like, literally everything is a utopian outcome to literally every single policy decision you want to make. And yet, all it means is more control for them and less control for you, right? Less control for the individual, more control for the whatever it is, the globalist agenda, the New World Order, the Great Reset, whatever the F they want to call it at this point, right? That's all it means. So explain, okay. Now, do you think if we're being like utopian humanist, right? And we're actually saying, hey, we want the best for as many people as possible. Does that mean they get to choose their own life and the things they want to do? Or does that mean we get to choose it for them? Right? You know what I mean? Like it's literally, this is not even rocket science here. This is like basic philosophy. Like, okay, basic, like your first day of philosophy 101, right? Like, oh, well, do you want autonomy, right? Are people individuals? Or are people, cogs in the wheel of a grotesque system that wants to exploit them any way they can? You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievably stupid. And the thing that drives me most nuts about it is that nobody notices what the hell's happening here. Like, come on, you guys know you're here with me. You already know. Okay, so I'm not chastising you. I'm not lecturing any of you. I'm just saying that there's so many people that don't even remotely understand what's at stake here. They don't get it. You're like, okay, well, you like to sleep in on the weekend and drink a little too much beer. Okay, well, guess what? You may no longer be allowed to if you let these assholes do their thing, right? You got to start taking away things like that for people to notice. It's just, it's unbelievable. But by then, it's way too late. It's way too late. Here we go. A couple more clips, and then we're going to get to the celestial version of the Great Reset. Now, this is the Great Reset. Again, we're talking about the digital dollar. We're talking about using COVID as a political cudgel to bring about globalist utopia, right? Because, again, you think that when you're trying to bring in utopia for as many people as possible, you're bringing people up, right? But that's not the case here. We're taking the middle class and we're bringing people down. Like what is going on? Like literally, this is policy this is where we want to be, right? Like we want to get worse and worse and more and more poor, and we want to spread, like we want to give all of the rice to the government so that they can spread it out the way they see fit. Like, are you shitting me? Have you been to the DMV? Have you waited for a check from the government in any capacity whatsoever any time in your life? Like, holy shit, come on, people. Like, we can't be that ignorant. Like nobody is this stupid. It's like we just don't put two and two together, right? We don't get it when they say, oh, well, we're going to have health care for everybody. Oh, really? No shit. How does that work, right? How does that work, right? Everybody gets it. Okay, nice. That sounds fantastic. Let's do it. All right? And then the next step, and then the next step. Everybody gets everything, and then what? Yeah. Nobody gets anything. That's what happens. Play a couple more clips, and we'll move on to the celestial version of the Great Reset. But what's happening here, right? What the hell's happening here? What's up, Ash? We'll bring it on in a sec.
The projection of 5 million jobs lost by 2020 to technology is serious, but it's not the main question. Construction, manufacturing, services, public health and education, these industries will still exist. The main question is, what will be the future of work? How will we define work? How will we share the wealth?
One of the things that I think is so essential to free and open societies is freedom of thought. And up until now, the conversation we've been having is around freedom of speech. Once we can access people's thoughts and access people's emotion, we have to create a space that enables people to think freely, to think divergent thoughts, to think creative thoughts. And in a society where people fear having those thoughts, the likelihood of being able to enjoy progress is significantly diminished.
Did you just hear that?
Did you hear that?
She said right now the discussion has been around free speech. But basically, once we get that out of the way, once we get access to people's thoughts, and once we get access to people's emotions, we need to create a framework for people to think in, so people aren't scared and so people are safe. This is absolutely terrifying. Talk about thought police. They are fully intending and telling us right now that they plan to have direct access to your thoughts and to your emotions and be able to manipulate them as they see fit, of course, for the greater good.
We need to take responsibility at every level of society, from the individual and the personal to the institutional to the global, to adapt to these technological challenges and changes which are redefining what it means to be human, what it means to work, what it means to be completely embedded in this world.
This is not about saving the planet. This is not about equality. This is about control. Many of the jobs will be taken by robots, so they will redefine work and what it means to work. They want to redefine what it means to be human and determine for you your role and your future of being essentially a transhumanist cyborg integrated into this new control grid.
Control grid. You see that? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what those people were saying? What that woman said? She said, look, we can't even figure out freedom of speech right now. And she's like, well, once we get rid of that, then we have to make your mind a safe space for freedom of thought. Because if you're scared to think freely, then what happens? Right? Given all of the things, what we know about free speech, and how if you stray from the narrative even now, the mob comes after you, right? They are not satisfied until you cannot feed yourself. You lose your job, you lose your business because you've strayed from the political narrative, right? We can't even get that shit straight. It's a basic, fundamental, philosophical argument. There's a reason why the free speech is the First Amendment. Notice it's not the 18th or the 22nd or the 95th. It's the First freaking Amendment. Do you know why? Because it's the most important thing. We have the right to be wrong. Because if you don't, then you're always wrong. Do you understand? I know you guys understand. This is of critical importance. And like Elon Musk, Neuralink, right? All these things that are like, well, it's going to be, we're only going to push this through with your consent. But again, right? Let's say you're competing for jobs and everybody else has a brain implant and you don't. You think you get the job? Yeah. Like I said, it's definitely optional if you want to eat. Or if you don't mind not eating. If you don't mind not eating, then it's optional, right? Like this is a social credit score, and that's where we're heading, guys. This is crazy. What's up, Armando? Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who else we got? Jeremy, thanks for showing up. Let's see. Esoteric on Esoteric on YouTube says nothing to fear if we all think and feel the same thing. Yeah, no sweat, right? No sweat. As long as we're all the same robotic Borg, no problem at all. No problem at all. Larry says, what's up, Larry? Says, better not be spreading any truth in there. Yeah, exactly, right? Like that, like the meme of the cop that says, citizen, I think you've had a little too much to think, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, we got one more clip. We're going to bring in Ash, and then we're going to talk about the crazy shit, how this goes from terrestrial Great Reset to a possibility of something far more terrifying. Last clip, and then we're going to keep on moving.
Now, right now, we are witnessing the controlled demolition of the current system of control by design in order to usher in this new transhumanist agenda, this new system of global governance, this new digitalized system of control where we will be unable to distinguish organic life from artificial. We won't even have access to our own thoughts, or we'll have access to them, but we won't even be able to control our own thoughts and emotions because they're going to do that for us, because we're going to be tied into their grid system. Now, the current system was never meant to last forever. It was meant to last only long enough to enslave humanity through debt and until technology caught up to the technocrats' envisioned future. And now it's here. Now, do you think that the central banks would take responsibility for the collapse of the current system? Do you think that the governments would take responsibility? No. The virus is here to take the fall. The virus will be the excuse to burn down this old system, as we're seeing happen right now, and out of the ashes, this new system will rise. You think that it's just a coincidence that the central banks just so happen to have their new digitalized currencies ready to go? They've already been rebuilding the global infrastructure for years to facilitate this new digital financial system, this new digital financial system of control, which is about to be rolled out on all of us right now. At the same time, they are rolling out the digital immunity passports, and that the UN's digital identity plan is being rolled out and worked on right now, which is being funded and rolled out by Bill Gates. There's so much more. I could continue to go on, but for now, I'm going to have to cut it here. Global governance is at our doorstep. It's being rolled out under the justification of this COVID-1984 crisis. And at the end of the day, we the people do not have a say in our future, according to them. We don't even get a vote, according to them. These technocrats are deciding the future of humanity for us right now. And guess what? The future of humanity isn't human at all.
Well said. Well said. There's something to creating videos and then editing them and then making sure that all your words are not sloppy and laughing and saying and ah, taking a sip of beer. Yeah. Anyway, very, very well done by that guy. I will link that in the description box on YouTube, as always, with all the sources. If you guys want to check it out, I highly recommend you do. But that's what's going on here, right? Like that's literally what the hell's happening. Okay, so we've pounded that into the ground. Now that is the terrestrial global reset, the Great Reset. Okay, that's what's happening now. That's what they want. That's what the technocrats want. Technocrat equals an unelected official. Okay, that let's say Bill Gates is a technocrat. What's up, Mark Zuckerberg is a technocrat. Unelected officials that have a ton of money that can sway government with the power of their dollars. That's a technocrat, and that's who we're fighting here, because they get the preferential treatment, and what do we get? You're a handful of worms. That's what we get. That's what we get. What's up? Let's see. Sherry says, BS, only time I'm exposed to anything is when I turn on an electrical device. And you were correct. You were correct, right? So like the real revolution is living in the country and growing your own food. That's the real damn revolution. All right, let's bring in Ash here, and we're gonna finish this up. Now this gets crazy. Now hold on. Before we get into this, let me explain real fast. So this is the theme of this show is the Great Reset, okay? And so this was the terrestrial version. This is the technocrats. This is what they want to take. This is how they want to use COVID as a cudgel to do it. And they're going to take, again, like I said, instead of trying to bring people up, they want to bring the people that are even kind of up-ish. They want to bring them down, right? Because by doing that, they say we're saving the world. More trees will survive. More people will eat. But all that means is that the powers that be are taking more capital, okay, and then they're distributing it the way they want to. Like, again, this has been done before. This is not new. This is the same bullshit in a new package, and we're supposed to believe it somehow. We're supposed to believe it. And you're completely correct there, Sherry. You're completely correct. What's up? Psycho, what's up? Says Australia is being run by technocrats. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. We're it's all hell in a handbasket. All the Western countries that finally got somewhere with autonomy and some version of freedom and liberty. Nope. Sorry, it's too much. It's too much. Way too much. All right, here we go. So now, that's the terrestrial version. Now, the Great Reset goes deeper than that. Remember the last show we talked about. I'll bring on Just Like Ash. Hold on. The last show we talked about the Fermi paradox, okay? And we didn't get to a particular part. It's called the Great Filter, all right? And so what they describe the Great Filter as, okay, the Fermi paradox just means that if mathematically aliens should be everywhere, how come we can't just pull up binoculars and find them everywhere, right? Everywhere. Freaking everywhere. And I don't mean like, 1 million people saw them this year. I mean, literally, we should all be able to stop what we're doing, walk outside, bust the binoculars up at the sky, and find aliens tonight. Every one of us, right? So if the Fermi paradox says if they're everywhere, how come we can't find them easily? All right? That's what the Fermi paradox says. Now, there's this thing called the Great Filter. And so they're saying the Great Filter states this, basically an answer to the Fermi paradox, is that there's something that happens in every civilization that stops them from becoming a star-traveling civilization, like an entity, like a full Type 2 civilization. There's something that happens between now and then. And so maybe we're at that paradox. Maybe we're at that crossroads where this, quote, pandemic happens. And look, we aren't even talking about trying to save people from it. We're trying to power grab is what we're doing. I mean, maybe it's the selfishness of our own citizens. But anyway, here we go. Let's bring in Ash, and then we'll talk about some crazy stuff. This gets crazier. This gets even crazier here. Trust me. We got some really crazy shit that we're going to talk about. What's up, Ash? You're on Troubled Minds. How are you tonight, my man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just drinking a beer, just waiting for the end of the world.
Amen, brother. Cheers to that. All right, let's do this. We're gonna go to. I know that I showed Ash this thread earlier, and so he's probably briefed on this. So let me just read part of this. And so like I said, we've talked about the technocrats and what they want to do and the Great Reset. Okay, but there's this thing, and it's called the plasma event. An EPMCOE is what this is called, right? It's a prediction of a coming electromagnetic plasma changeover, probably occurring between late 2020 and April 2021. Just a guess from this person. I'm going to link this. This is from jawswe.com. Sorry about the terrible name, but that's just the way it goes. And, every good domain's taken. You know how that works. But hold on. And this thread is where this information comes from. Now, this is from Nick Hinton on Twitter. All right? And this is amazing. And many of you, if you listen to this show, are familiar with Nick Hinton because he was the individual that came up with the theory that the world ended in 2012. You guys remember when we talked about that? That 2012, there was supposed to be the Mayan calendar thing, and then on the 4th of July, they announced that CERN had this thing, and then, right, that maybe the world did end, and we spun off into another part of the multiverse, and here we are. So that's Nick Hinton. Now, this gets better. Anyway, did you catch any part of the Great Reset there, Ash? The craziness, the technocrats. I know you were listening to part of it. How much did you catch?
Oh yeah, I had like 10 rants to go on.
Okay.
Watching it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I just it's interesting that there just seems to be a very volatile time in general, and I think that these leaders, I honestly think it's us. It's our fault. The populace, the people, we got complacent, right? And these people are sitting in their ivory towers, just making shit up, talking about stuff. Basically, one giant like ivory tower circle jerk for like, I don't know, 40 years, and they're having these meetings in the woods. They're like doing weird stuff there. And, we let our leaders kind of do things in secret, right? And accumulate power in secret. And with George Bush Sr. dying and a couple other instances, there's just like a power vacuum now. And this technocracy is kind of filling the void. And they have a laundry list of things that they want to do and fulfill. They have an agenda, and they're looking for that false flag, right? To kind of push it forward. And
this is
climate
it.
change.
This is it.
Climate change didn't do
No.
You saw that. Where's like a national articles? No one gave a damn. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that we should take care of this planet, and I think that things should be done. And that's the problem. Like these things that they're concerned about are problems. But like we as a community, as like a species, a world, should have a conversation about it. Otherwise, you're just going to leave it to some nerd who's going to just set up an equation. This is literally what Bill Gates did. He had an equation: people plus this plus that equals pollution. Well, you got to get these numbers down. Like, what kind of like nerdy ass solution is that, man?
The Georgia
Come on.
Guidestones.
Like,
you just crank out the Georgia Guidestones and you're good to go. Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. Like again, like I said, if you tell AI, right, if you have an actual like self-improving AI, hey, humans are destroying the planet. All right? Fix it. How do we not destroy the planet? Right? The easiest thing for the self-improving AI to do is just start killing all the humans, right? Like, no sweat. Watch this. Watch me start a thermonuclear war. All you fucks are dead, and then the planet can heal eventually, right? Like that's what's going on. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, let me read this.
It's gonna be Terminator 2, man. It's like God damn, the computer just keeps telling me to kill people. No, you can't kill people. It's like no, you can't sterilize people either. No, you can't. It's gonna be like dozens of things before you get to solutions that are like, oh, okay, maybe. But like these technocrats are like so disconnected, so unempathetic. They don't value life. And then you have countries like China, like the CCP. They don't value life over there.
No,
my friend's from China.
Fuck no.
He literally says, he's like, yeah, in the West, he lives here now. He lives in Vegas, near you actually, Mike. He says that over in the East, or at least where he's from, they don't value the life the same way. It's just a different way of looking at things.
They don't.
I mean, he couldn't even explain it to me, right?
Yeah, because it's so grotesque. That's the thing. Like you can't. It's like you're trying to explain like whatever. Anyway, like it's a tangent, but totally. Let me read some of this. This is a Twitter thread from Nick Hinton. Listen to this. This is nuts. This is where we're going to get nuts, man. This is we're going to go off the rails. Now we're talking about the Great Reset, okay? And like I said, we're talking about a terrestrial version of this. We're talking about a new world order. We're talking about digital currency. We're talking about forced vaccinations. We're talking about beating down 12-year-old girls because they're not wearing a mask. That's the shit we're talking about. We're talking about George Orwell 1984 or COVID 1984, which like I said in the thing, which is funny. But that's what we're talking about, right? Now check this out. That's the terrestrial version. This is the celestial version. Nick Hinton, a conspiracy thread, the plasma apocalypse, okay? And now this is called the plasma apocalypse, also known as EP or EMPCOE, or electromagnetic plasma changeover event, is one of the most wild yet interesting conspiracies I've come across. Keep in mind, I'm not saying this will happen anytime soon or even at all, but hey, Anything is possible, all right? Here we go. Here's the Great Reset in celestial terms. Let me read a few of these and then we'll go Ash. According to the proponents of this theory, sometime in the future, there will be a celestial event that triggers a portal to open up in the sky. Supposedly, this event is cyclical and has happened before in the ancient past. Some say this event is what destroyed Atlantis. This continues. The portal is a plasma vortex above the North Pole that leads to higher realms. However, the vortex can only connect with our realm when Earth's electromagnetic field is down. Supposedly, our planet's protective shield will temporarily dissipate after we experience a pole shift. And we've been watching. And that shift, the pole is moving like a MFer, isn't it? That shit is rolling. The pole is rolling from Canada to Russia and like in a hurry. And so we're supposedly overdue for a pole shift. So here's where some of this continues to go off the rails. Scientists say pole shifts happen all the time, and they do drastically weaken our EMF, our electromagnetic field. According to NASA, they occur about every 200,000 to 300,000 years. However, it's been more than twice that long since the last one took place. Apparently, we are way overdue for such an event. Like I said, way overdue. Let me read a couple more and then we'll talk about this. Some archaeologists claim a pole shift once destroyed a global civilization. So when will the next one happen? No one knows. However, there is a magnetic anomaly in the South Atlantic that's growing bigger and bigger. Some say this is a sign that another pole shift is imminent. And then Nick Hinton continues here. I'm going to link this if you guys want to check this out and follow along. I'll link it and you guys can, Twitter can be a good thing too. Trust me. It can also be a bad thing. Here we go. Nick Hinton continues. While a pole shift is totally realistic, the idea of a portal opening up in the sky sounds very far-fetched. However, a similar concept is referred to in both the Quran and the Bible. They say during the apocalypse, the heavens will recede like a scroll being rolled up. All right, let's stop there. Well, let's stop there. What do you think about all that? Did you get a chance to look at this thread there, Ash? There's a ton of information here.
Yeah, I think, I love going out in left field. That's like my thing, right? But then they go out in the right field, and then they go like out in the parking lot, and then they get in the trunk, and then some guy in a poncho drives 12 blocks down, gets out, buys some chicken nuggets, stuffs them in his pants. Like, it gets a little crazy, a little far out there, but I do love it, and I think it's pretty interesting to read. And it's no mystery that this planet has endured quite a bit of catastrophe, and us as a species, we've been kind of reset. That's like the new theory, right? That we've been reset as a global species, and we've kind of lost. We've done this all before, and
amnesia.
What is it exactly? Right,
yeah.
A species with amnesia. No, I'm trying to do his voice.
Who says that?
Graham.
Is it Graham?
Something.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I've heard that.
Graham
Hancock. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the weird part about all this is you get some of these things that are like regurgitated, right? And so this guy Nick Hinton, when he does this stuff, this is not he's kind of on the tip of this, and it's pretty interesting. So basically what he's saying is like he's basically referring to like a biblical rapture, right? Like we're talking about some portal opening up in the sky, some sort of electromagnetic field shift. Okay, the pole shift, something happening here. And for a brief moment, this cataclysm is so catastrophic that there is a reset. And so you see where we're headed here. It's the Great Reset. It's not some terrestrial, some knucklehead with his white cat, like stupid villain from The Simpsons type of political reset. This is a MFN reset. This is like billions of people die in like the snap of a finger type reset. So back to the Fermi paradox and the great filter, that maybe that the universe isn't set to allow spacefaring civilization, right? It comes along so often, some random cataclysm, maybe not random, let's say less random, Say, pointed cataclysm comes along and allows you to not travel the stars. Yeah, that makes some sense. Yeah. Anyway, all right. What do we think about that, Ash?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of evidence for like catastrophes over the millennia, and whether we're just some, it could honestly just be like, if you look at the old biblical text of like the Bible, it's like God got tired of our shit down here, right? And flooded, and there was a great flood, and he kind of reset things. So if you have an alien technology, that's something that you could do quite easily, right? You could just snap your fingers and cause a catastrophe on this planet. Hell, we could do that ourselves with some nukes.
Yeah,
put some in the
totally.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
Easy.
So not
just
only
another
do
Friday.
we have like a exactly. Not only do we have like a ticking time bomb of like maybe a meteor strike or maybe a pole shift, like completely just turns things literally upside down and restarts everything. The Great Reset. Now we're talking about like maybe we've got to the point where we can reset ourselves with a nuclear war, right? Like all of it. And then again, the Earth just shrugs us off like a bad case of fleas. That's a fantastic way to say it. But I got that from Clyde Lewis because he's amazing. If anybody knows Clyde Lewis, he used that before. And it's the truth, right? The Earth doesn't give a shit about us. Like long after we're gone, the Earth will persist. And so all these cataclysms, the Earth is handled. People, on the other hand, not so much. We haven't handled any of this shit yet. All right, let me read more of this. So this theme is also present in many television shows. For example, in Gravity Falls, I've never seen this, but he says there's an apocalyptic event known as a weird Mageddon that begins after an interdimensional rift opens in the sky. Otherworldly creatures pour out and the laws of physics begin to unravel. EMPCOE, that's the term for this, believers claim the absence of our electromagnetic field will temporarily, now here's where it gets crazy, this is where it gets biblical. EMPCOE believers claim the absence of our electromagnetic field will temporarily cause zero gravity. Again, this sounds far-fetched, but now some physicists think gravity might be an aspect of electromagnetism. So far, there is no theory that can fully explain how gravity works, right? Because gravity is intertwined with time. We talked about time in slices and how all time exists together. And so we still have problems like with physics, okay? We still have problems. He continues on the thread here. The name Gravity Falls seems to imply zero gravity. If you're on Twitter and you haven't followed this Nick Hinton fellow yet, please do. This shit's amazing. So the protagonist's name in this Gravity Falls is Dipper. Also seems to hint at the location of the portal. He's nicknamed after his birthmark that resembles the Big Dipper. The constellation points to Polaris, which hangs right above the North Pole. Okay. All right, here we go. We got some other stuff here. I'm going to pull some of this up. The coming great plasma event, and we'll read some more from that Nick Hinton thread. But I mean, right? Like the rapture. We're talking like Jesus returns and biblical like business here. Is this the great reset, Ash? Is it spiritual? Is it? I think Alex Jones might argue so, wouldn't he?
I mean, it would be an interesting to have a planet that consistently experiences a catastrophe. That would be a great lab. You could just have things reset every time, and who knows how long we've actually been here, right? We could have went through dozens of these things for all we know. Millions, like you don't really know. But yeah, what's interesting about the magnetic field weakening, and I think he kind of gets into the pole shifting and all that and causing it, is these guys put together this thing. I actually want to do kind of a show on this and talk about this because it's actually a really profound new piece of information. They found where I think it was where magnetic anomalies in the planet were strongest or the weakest. That's where most of the alien basically encounters and UFOs have been observed. So if you go into Google Maps and you look at the magnetic field of the planet, like there's like I guess you could toggle to that mode. Cool. Thanks, Google. you could toggle in that mode, and you look up all the major alien events that have ever happened. They're always in those zones, and so it seems like if the beings are coming through from another dimension or whatever, they're coming through in those like weakened areas. So who's to say that this event doesn't happen where the magnetic field weakens up, and then it's kind of like it's like hell on earth, right? It's kind of like a horror movie where just like everything from the other side can just come in, and then vice versa. And so it's like this moment where things are transferring back and forth, and it's all hell breaks through. So it's kind of like the scene in the Super Mario Brothers movies, you know, where there's like the dinosaur world dimension, and then there's like normal, and Koopa's like tower comes through. Like you don't know, and like we don't. It's kind of crazy. Scientists really don't know what's going to happen with the pole shifts and how bad it's going to be. They like really don't know. Like we did a bunch of research on it and what can happen. And it's happening now. The poles are shifting. It is happening. And what's scary is they kind of stopped talking about it.
Well,
that would mean that it's like, right?
Yeah,
that means
yeah.
it's really bad. Like, right. Like if they stop talking about it, then they don't want to alarm the public. But last time we checked, it was like an exponential process. It was like picking up steam. It still had a long way to go. So, and who's to say like these leaders that we're talking about a terrestrial reset? What if they know this is happening and they're just trying to freaking get like Elon Musk is trying to go to Mars. He's trying to get the hell out of here before this kind of thing happens. They wouldn't tell us, but the elites would tell each other, and they'd work together.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another reason we're in such a volatile time, right?
And why he's in a hot hurry to get the F out of here. Maybe they know something we don't. So there's some good stuff here. Let me read this real fast. This is says from librarizing.com. I don't know. I linked it. These weird domains, I can't read them all. What's up, Franov Balabu? I see you on Twitch. Thanks for showing up. Okay, now check this out. So the coming great plasma event, straight from this link, I dropped it there. You guys can check it out. There have been many plasma events or resets during our history, many of which we know little or nothing about, putting into question many of our currently taught historical narratives. Some resets are minor or shorter, while others are longer or major. The Great Flood of Noah, it equates with the moon. The Tower of Babel equates with Mercury. The Hebrew Exodus equates with Venus. The Assyrian captivity equates with Mars. The Christian epoch with Jupiter. The Industrial Revolution with Saturn. The American Revolution with Uranus. The Mud Flood with Neptune. And World Wars I and II Pluto are all major resets in our history. The Book of Revelation is a synopsis or script for these resets. So again, right, like so we go from the technocrats like stealing the freedom to hate to go Alex Jones, but we're going biblical here. This is a little bit biblical. I mean, if these are actual resets, I don't think it can be too ridiculous to argue that we have resets from time to time. And so is the Great Reset a political thing, or is it literally a celestial thing that we like, kind of like the Great Filter of like the Fermi paradox that just disallows evolution past a particular point, and it's not just us, it's freaking everywhere, right? Until when these events stop happening, the universe is so cold and distant that it doesn't even matter anymore. I don't know. There's some crazy shit here. Gonna read some more of this. What do you think, Ash?
Let's keep going, man.
Let's get into it. According to EPMCOE theorists, during zero gravity, things that are not secured to the ground will begin to float and get sucked into the portal. They say this is the real rapture, an end times event preached by some Christians where believers are taken up into heaven. The Futurama movie also seems to predict the plasma apocalypse. Once again, there's a rip in the sky. Here, let's go full screen on this. Acting as an interdimensional gateway, after the main characters go on an expedition to investigate it, they learn the laws of electromagnetism change when you get near it. Some more of this. The protagonist, Fry, ends up being sent into the rip and discovers the beast with 1 billion backs, a colossal, one-eyed tentacle creature made of a substance known as electromatter. The beast awakens and begins invading the Earth by forcing its appendages through the portal. And does that or does that not sound like Lovecraft's Great Old Ones? It's a little bit terrifying, if you ask me. But yeah, this gets nuts, doesn't it? This gets nuts. Let's see. Psycho says, Sherry says on Facebook, wrong. It's not weakening. It's getting stronger. Referring to the electromagnetic field. Psycho says Schumann resonance flatlined, now has steady beat. Yeah, I saw that. We could have actually added that into this. There's just so much with the show. Nikki says Ice Age. Yep, exactly. Ice Age resets, right? There's so many different resets. Joey, what's up? Thanks for showing up. Says if you bombard a planet in the habitable zone with photons long enough, it will eventually emit a Tesla. I did see that. Elon Musk tweeted that. Derek says a lot of sightings are by air bases. Do you think the government is using reverse engineering? I think it's more likely they're interested in what we're doing. I'm not so sure the governments have made the things that we're seeing. I truly believe the things that we're seeing in many cases are not us, but I do think there are other cases where they are. So I think therein lies the conversation. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think from what I understand, there's like different portions of our government that have competing programs, like space programs, where like NASA's basically a front and they funnel money into probably these programs. And so like there's the if you're interested, look into the TR-3B. That is the most credible back engineered alien reverse vehicle. Also what's the original? It's not the Betsy. Do you know what I'm talking about? The original alien reproduction vehicle. The guy, he went to an air show with a general, and he accidentally like got into a demonstration he wasn't supposed to, and they had the original alien reproduction vehicles there. And they're like super ghetto, but they like they're from like the 60s or the 70s.
Nope.
Anyway, whatever. I'll try and remember it.
All right, you remember that. I'm gonna read some of this.
Okay,
damn
sounds
it,
good.
What's up, Philip?
Yeah, just look.
Go ahead,
Look
sorry.
into that. Look into the TR-3B if you're interested in that kind of thing.
Yeah, TR-3B definitely, or Bob Lazar and his sport model, which he called it. So yeah, there are definitely some options there to look into for reverse engineering stuff. Philip says, "What up? What are we discussing?"
I remembered the flux liner. That's
The
flux liner.
That sounds legit.
A flux liner.
Flux liner. Philip, what
It's
up?
gotta be
What up?
real.
Yeah, Mike, we're burning up here in Oregon. It's effing crazy. Well, stay safe, buddy. Get your family out of there if it's literally burning down. No, there's no reason to hang out and like cross your fingers and pray. Like I don't know why people like. I'd be like, shit, I'm out of here. I'm taking my wife, my guitar, and we're getting in the car. We're out of here. Fuck it. Burn this shit down. I don't give a shit. We're out. Okay. Anyway, stay safe. Stay safe is the point. All right, here we go. All right. So here we go. So this continues. Nick Hinton thread on Twitter, and this is from the individual. It's basically kind of taking the mind and taking some of the information we have and filling in some gaps and making some liberties of the way things go and the way things might go. And so this is part of it. So the Schumann resonance was a good one. That's a great reference there, Psycho. I saw you on Facebook there. Then and the pole shift happening, which again, Sherry says it's strengthening, not weakening. Nikki says an ice age. We got a ton of good stuff here where we're talking about resets, right? And it's not like political resets like they're trying to say or use COVID to do. Like this is like the world resetting us. Like this is the universe resetting us. This is shit that no matter what we try and do, we can't change this. So anyway, here we go. Nick Hinton continues on Twitter. They say some plasma streams will attach themselves to non-living hosts, reanimating the dead and bringing machines and other inanimate objects to life. The scene in Ghostbusters seems to depict this when a portal opens and spirits possess corpses and even a giant corporate mascot. We all remember the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And he continues. But anyway, after encountering the beast, Fry returns to Earth from this, is it Futurama, I think is the episode? The thing? I don't know the cartoons. I don't do the cartoons so well. Fry returns to Earth with a tentacle attached to his neck. He tells everyone to love the tentacles and becomes the pope of a religion that worships them. The theme of tentacles controlling people's minds is in many other movies, and not just that, Lovecraft. Back to the great old ones of Lovecraft. And this continues. Supposedly, these plasma streams will erase their host's memory. Once again, far-fetched, but it is speculated that electric plasma could interact with our electric brains, and researchers have found electricity can be used to wipe someone's mind. All right, there we go. One more, and then this is right down your alley, Ash, and then let's talk about this. So this thread from Nick Hinton, I'm going to link this again. This is a theory known as the Great Plasma Reset, right? Check this out. This is nuts. There you go. Do look if you haven't seen it. Now, this next one says, is plasma really an alien life form? The term was borrowed from blood plasma because it describes the substance's life-like behavior. According to physicists, 99.9% of the universe is made up of it. If plasma is actually sentient, could it be considered an omnipotent entity? And not only that, plasma is also the fourth state of matter, right? It's liquid, solid, gas, and plasma, I believe. Does it go like that? Anyway, what do you think? What do you think, Ash? Plasma may be sentient? Maybe plasma is Lovecraft's great old ones? And this is the reset that this is the great filter of the Fermi paradox, why we can't see aliens when you bust out a pair of binoculars. They don't allow it. What do you think?
It's a pretty trippy thought. It's like consciousness is sewn into the ether of the universe, right? And it's like, I mean, it would explain remote viewing. I mean, remote viewing has been, before I thought it was kind of woo-woo, and over time I just kind of kept tabs on it. Was interesting. But those guys at Farsight are predicting the future pretty consistently. There's some really good evidence for it. But, I mean, they don't really know how it works. Like, how the hell does that even work? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you're able to use your astral feelings, projection body. Like, what does that mean? And what is the medium that they're accessing, their consciousness is accessing? Maybe this is the same thing, right? Maybe this is that ether, that consciousness, or maybe we're in just a server in a back room, and the server is alive, right? Everything is alive in the server. It's all code to one entity, one grand AI or something. Who knows, man? But I mean, at some point, you got to accept that anything's possible. It's all possible,
Yeah, definitely.
Like we always say, it's all true and none of it's true all at the same time.
All at the same damn time. So the more you go into this theory, this plasma reset theory, right? It's like it goes off the rails. Like it's almost like every time you go too far down the rabbit hole, it just splinters into like 75 different things, right? And so this literally goes to flat Earth. Like this literally freaking goes to flat Earth, and you're like, wait, what? Like how is this related at all? Like, how is this related to flat Earth at all, right? And so you get these guys that are like all over the place. And so, like, no offense to any of that, because I don't know. Like I always say, I don't know. I don't know shit really about any of this. But talking about it, thinking about it, and then like you end up down 22 rabbit holes that splinter off into this, that, and the other, and then you just don't know what to believe anymore. It's like, wait, okay, so I can follow it this far, with the mental gymnastics, but then eventually you're like, what? Wait, what? Like we are not even like anywhere in the same freaking like universe we started in. Like we're. I don't know. My brain is not that good. Sorry. I mean, like I have human limitations. I apologize, people. But that's just the way it goes. Like you can't really figure all that shit out. But yeah, I don't know. Here we go. We got some good comments here. Read some of this. Sherry says it's a fact. Which one? Which part? Which part? There's too much there. There's too much. Joey says
it's a fact, Mike.
It's a fact.
Mike, it's a fact.
Which one though? Which
fact.
one? Which? Holy shit, we talked about
it's
a lot.
It's a fact.
Joey
it's
says
a fact.
So matter would be sentient, says Joey on Facebook. No, yes. Now this is the thing, right? So so you can make the argument that if plasma has consciousness, then matter itself might as well. And there's a philosophy for that. It's called panpsychism.
Yeah.
Panpsychism. Check it out. There's an argument for that. There's definitely an argument for that. So I mean,
isn't that like an old Buddhist thing? That's like
it's old.
Like
it's old.
You could reincarnate as a rock, or like a grasshopper, or like the water, or anything. There's like a religion where they believe everything's alive, and so they respect everything. And yeah, I've heard of that before.
Panpsychism.
It might be
panpsychism.
Panpsychism. Okay,
that's what it's called.
Right.
That's
Cool.
That's what the philosophy is called. Sherry says remote viewing is a fact. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think I believe in that much more than some of this like down 22 rabbit holes, turn left, make the right, make the U-turn, and then go down further, and then another left, another right, and then another U-turn. And then no, you lose me, and you end up at the flat Earth. I'm like, fuck. Why did I make that big trip just to end up at the flat Earth? Okay, anyway. Devin, what's up on Facebook? Says, how can I join the podcast? You can call this number, 702-957-1037. That's a Las Vegas area code. Click the Discord link. You can go to troubledminds.org. I was told tonight it's a shitty website. I think it's a fine website. You be the judge. But either way.
Damn, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Harsh, guys. Come on. You can
That's
be a
all
little
right.
nicer when you say, okay?
Not only
You
that.
say crappy website.
Not only that, gutless. Too gutless to call in and tell me. Again, right? Like all these keyboard warriors are like, they want to be critical, they want to tear you down, they want to be negative, whatever, but nobody will pick up the phone and tell you that, right? You know why? Because I'll be nice to them anyway. They don't want to deal with that. They're going to have to go fucking like wash their hands like 32 times in a row.
Yeah, that's not any fun.
It's not any fun.
Yeah. They're like polite back.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
Like,
exactly. Not
Like,
mad.
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly.
Terrible.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So anyway, just call in. If you call in, you can be part of the show. Join the Discord. Go to troubledminds.org is the official website. You find the phone number there and the Discord. We're about to wind this up, so we got about maybe 10 minutes left. So if you want to get in, get your ass in here. And we're talking about plasma, the Great Reset, a terrestrial political COVID thing, or is it bigger than that? Does the universe have plans for us? And this thread this thread goes on, and this is why you guys should follow Nick Hinton on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, like if you follow nobody else on Twitter, follow this dude, right? I don't know him. He doesn't know me, but he's got some amazing shit here. Like he outlined a ton of this, and I tried to find it myself, and it took me a ton of time to even get a quarter of this. So he did a fantastic job of kind of spelling this out. So where we're at right now is plasma really an alien life form? The term was borrowed from blood plasma because it describes a substance's lifelike behavior. According to physicists, 99.9% of the universe is made up of plasma, and if it's actually sentient, could it be considered an omnipotent entity? And the guy said kind of like Lovecraft's great old ones, right? Yeah, what the F, huh? We got that call coming in. What do you think about that, Ash? About plasma and the fourth state of matter? And you think it's sentient? Maybe it has something to do with dark matter in some weird, who knows? I don't know, man. I'm not the answer. I'm not the answer guy. I'm the question guy. I'm the question guy. I don't fucking know.
I'm like I said, I'm the guy who goes out in left field, and I'm just screaming like, "What?"
Yeah, what is all this, right? What is all this?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's got it's funny. Let's tie it back to the technocracy. They're so confident in science, and don't get me wrong, I think science pioneered our existence of what it is now, right? When I order something on Amazon, I pray to the science gods. Thank you, science, for bringing all this to be. Or when I like boot up my computer, or I light fire with something like a lighter or whatever. But science is only taking us so far. There's so much great mystery. They don't know what most of the universe is. Dark matter, and then there's also dark energy. They don't know what most of the universe is. So, they have their equations. They can talk about the speed of light and gravity, but there's so much that they don't know. And so these technocrats, they think they know better to dictate how humans should move forward. And so, I'm gonna change it just real quick. I want to say prior that I have a theory that some of our elites, and it could be multiple groups, but they're getting policy dictation from the ETs. Because if you look at you were talking about this dystopian future that they want, that's exactly what this specific group I'm studying does. They have a hierarchy of intelligence and mind control. It's centralized. It's like their freaking evil crucible of evil, like wet dream. And it's just interesting, or maybe they're looking at this sort of system and they're trying to emulate it. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was just a tangent. I remembered that.
You're good.
I just really feel there's too many parallels. I'm trying to find. John Podesta got caught in his emails talking about the extraterrestrial. What did he say?
He said the contiguous universe is what he said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he was talking about our basically, I forget the exact words, but he said our friends next door, like in another dimension next door. That's basically what it translated to.
Yeah,
And
The
so
multiverse.
we're
String
communicating
theory.
with them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so according to that asshole, I mean, that guy's an asshole. Now, let's take this phone call. So we got to apparently, I mean, he's an asshole, right? I don't think anybody out there is going to be like, oh, John Podesta's a cool dude. No, dude's an asshole. Like, there's some people who are just universal
Google
assholes.
John Podesta artwork.
Yeah, there you go.
Google John Podesta artwork.
There you go. And he's an asshole.
That's a red pill and a half.
You'll get the spirit cooking. All right, here we go. We're going to go to this phone call. What's up? You're on Troubled Minds with Mike and Ash. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
How are you? This is Devin Williams, actually. How are you?
Devin, what's up, my man? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for calling. We're doing well. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, no problem, buddy. My pleasure. Hey, if this is an opportunity to connect with anybody, I'm down for it. So I'm with you guys.
Cool. Fire away. What do you think about the craziness we're talking about tonight?
Listen, this is what I'm all about. Like, I'm literally looking at the websites right now, and I actually have an honest opinion, and it's not bad at all.
All right, fire away.
To start with that.
Okay,
Really.
first off, thank you for not being a keyboard warrior and just dropping an opinion in the chat and running off like a little chicken shit. So I don't even care what you're about to tell me. You could be like, your website sucks balls, but at least you had the balls to call and tell me. So fire away, sir.
Exactly.
All good.
Transparency goes along.
All good. That's what this show's about, transparency. All right, fire away. Tell us what's on your mind.
Definitely. Transparency.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, go ahead. Go right ahead. We're waiting on you. You're
Okay.
up.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the whole, the galaxy thing, the endless universe that you guys were just mentioning. It's a lot that people don't know, and it's a lot that people can learn from each other simply by communicating. And we have yet to do that as a human race, which is, in my opinion, the main problem. And it's so simple to just think about, because if you literally think about, if you enter on a calculator right now, it's about 670,616,629 miles per minute. That's the speed of light. So if these scientists are actually coming up with ideas and new ways to get technology out in the hands of consumers, such as big tech developers such as Apple, Google, anything, they're doing it as we are speaking right now. And it's expanding dramatically.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't.
Right now, you guys are talking about the stuff that needs to be talked about.
I agree. Thank you. I agree. I think so for sure.
100%.
Because nobody touches it, right? This is the stuff nobody touches because it's woo woo. It's too far out there. It's this or it's that. Like, it's not political.
Exactly.
The news
too good
cycle.
To be true. Too big of a thought for anybody to conceive. It's just like people don't realize how easy communication is.
Yeah, you
and
just
how easy unity.
You start with words. Like, hey guys, if you're not sure about communication and being cool to each other, start with hello. My name is this. How are you?
Listen,
let's just start with that.
thousands of people a day. All you got to do is start with the hello. Thousands of people a day you walk by. How often do you say hello to those people?
Yeah, exactly.
How often do you sit by someone and literally sit in your phone looking at an app for 40 minutes, a 40-minute bus ride? How often do you say hello to that person? How often do you say, you look nice, your shoes look nice? That happens, of course, but not on a scale in which it needs to happen.
Nah, we just need to be good to each other. Agreed, 100%.
Exactly.
Ash is going to try and say something. Let me see if he can hear you. He's on Discord. You're on
Testing 1 2. Can you hear me?
I definitely hear you. Yep. Hello. Definitely hear you.
Awesome. No, it's true. And as the technology becomes more advanced, becomes more powerful, it's scary. Are we going to lose that part of like what it means to be human, like connecting? Are those opportunities going to dwindle? I mean, you see that with the younger generation, right? Yeah.
You definitely see that when younger generations, and as technology evolves and adapts, so do we, so do humans, So as a younger generation actually gets their hands on a new iPhone, are they really going to use it, or are they really going to see like, wow, this technology is actually really crazy? Because a lot of technology is actually overlooked. You look at your TVs today, they're underappreciated. People code hours on end to understand AI, but yet people don't really respect those developers and those teams and those people who's actually trying to put in the work, such as you guys, starting a podcast and trying to get your word out. That's why that I actually respect that.
Thank you. Isn't it so much harder to create something and be positive than it is to just shit on it? Think about all the work it takes to even get to this point, right? For you to, I don't know how you found us. Like, so many people find us, right? And it's a good thing. Like, it's a positive thing, but it's an unbelievable amount of work to get us there.
And it's crazy because it's in correlation to what you guys are literally talking about at this moment, which is the universe. What energy do you put in the universe? What energy are you going to receive back from the universe? If you're actually putting the energy, the work out there to connect with people, start a podcast, Little Green Men, I knew it was about, like, it's about conversations that need to be held. And if you're actually taking the steps forward to do that, start a podcast or whatever, looking up information, going on websites, doing whatever, it's actually a step in the process that needs to be done.
Yeah, people need to hear this stuff. And, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, like we always say, we're not about answers here. We're about questions. It's not about what we think. It's about what you think. Let's talk about it. Like how hard is that? Like, we can still disagree and be friends, right? Yeah, we can disagree and be friends.
Any issue, and I'm not just talking about on like a level in which we were to walk past the street and say, "Hi, how you doing?" No, I'm talking about on a level in which we can influence the community. Not only the community, but also influence the whole state, the whole city, the whole country, and not only the whole country, because the human race is on one planet, so we have to connect literally the whole planet in order to make a change that we're all so craving to have in this new leap of generation and technology and space development, such as, what they're doing with Elon and the SpaceX situations. You got NASA's doing crazy discoveries. Literally, you just talked about one earlier about the particles or the magnetic field, and it's actually, people don't even know about that. People literally needs to talk about situations that would change the human race, but we're not talking about that. Instead, we're talking about
trash. We're talking about trash. It's a dumpster fire. You turn on the TV, it's a freaking dumpster fire. Yeah. No, exactly. That's the whole point, right? It's awful. Like, it's literally brainwashed programming.
Talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, we can do that too. You know what I mean? Like, we can dumpster fire all day. Why? What a waste of time.
Yeah, exactly. We as human race, we can do things, but there has to be a message behind it, and there has to be an end goal. Like, if this whole movement thing started, you going to, say, Egypt to go find out more information about the pyramids, or you going to a protest to go find out information about situations, or it doesn't even matter. Whatever you're trying to do, if your end goal is to connect people, then that's literally all that needs to be done. But right now, being as though people, are just starting off businesses, they've got their small businesses, they're just starting off. The age of enlightenment is just starting to come to fruition because it's being portrayed on a greater scale. But people just need to talk about it more. That's all.
Yeah, it's being repressed. It's like they're literally
definitely being repressed.
Yeah,
100%.
They don't want us to know enlightenment is possible. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Devin, you're amazing. How did you find us again? Just on.
I actually it's the technical term for it is the algorithm in which the ads on the phone. The more you look at stuff like this, the more it'll pop up on your phone.
Okay, so you were actually
to talk about.
So the algorithm actually recommended us to you.
It just literally popped up on my feed on Facebook, and I was like, "Wow, this is literally what I've been trying to get people to understand."
Wow, it works.
And if
it
I have
actually
somebody
works.
that's talking about it, if I have somebody that's talking about it, I might actually try to reach out. So
yeah, right on. I appreciate the call. Anything for Devin Ash while we got him on the phone here?
No, I mean, what you said is it's important. It's an important observation, right? Like when you turn on the news or when you look on Facebook or wherever, it's all everyone's being shoehorned in conversations that we really didn't want to have in the first place. They're just emotional knee jerking and divide and conquer kind of stuff, trying to put us in teams against each other. It's gross. And I see it on Facebook a lot. And it's like my friend is a part of one group, I'm part of, so we have to hate each other now. And you're right. There's all these things that are happening. All these things are happening in technology, tech, Elon Musk, NASA. There's stuff happening every day, and no one's talking about that stuff. And we need to have a say in those conversations because they're important. Exactly. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Thanks for calling in.
They're definitely important, 100%.
Yeah, totally. Any final thoughts? We're about to finish up here, but definitely appreciate your call. And again, we get smart people call. We meet smart people. Like I met Ash on this show. Like so many people like I've met on this show, and they're amazing people. Welcome to the Amazing People Club, man. Thanks for calling in. Any final thoughts?
It's expanding. It's ever expanding. All you have to do is literally just how often, if you don't mind me asking, do you do podcasts?
We do twice a week. We go live twice a week, Tuesday and Friday. If you go to the troubledminds.org is the official website there, you can find the all the information. But yeah, so we go Tuesday, we go Friday, it's 8 p.m. Pacific, and we go 3 hours, 3 long hours exactly for this reason, because we want people to call. We want to connect with people. We want to talk about these ideas.
In all of those 3 hours, even if you want to increase that, I'll be here talking about it with you guys.
Sure. Yeah. You're always welcome. Always welcome. I appreciate it, man. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for the call tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for finding us. And like we say, the universe works in funny ways, right? Like it can tear things down. It can also build things up. So, Devin, you're the man. Devin, you're the man. Thanks for the call.
You have a good one, buddy.
Thanks a lot. You too. Have a great night. There you go. Look at that. Again, more great people, guys. More great people, right? Like the longer you do this, the bigger the community gets, the more great people we get together. And, like, again, I just don't have any answers. Like, I apologize to you guys because I don't have answers. But I don't think the answers are the important thing. I just don't think they are.
Right.
They're just not. Like, the conversation is the important thing, And so I think that's why we're going to keep doing it. We're going to talk about aliens and conspiracy and the paranormal and all the other shit nobody else wants to talk about. And guess what? We can still like each other whether we agree or not. Good shit. Good shit.
And you don't have to be ashamed for like having thoughts that should, I think everyone has these thoughts, but there's like this social shame on some of these topics like aliens and stuff like that, where they don't want you to have those conversations, right? Like they don't want you to have them. It's engineered that way. And so don't feel like you're crazy if you like think you look up at the sky and you see all those lights and you're like, what the shit is that? Right? Like, oh, I wonder if there's dudes up there. Like, those are good thoughts. Those are important questions. They're the most important questions. What is my government doing? Am I being influenced? Like, what happened 10,000 years ago for real? And yeah. These are the important conversations. Like you said, the conversation's important, and God damn it, we're gonna have them.
We're gonna have them.
We're not gonna
God willing.
We're not gonna let.
We're gonna have them.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
We actually had so Devin was a first time caller. We had Eddie from Vegas was a first time caller tonight. It's weird. I wonder if like the algorithm is working. It's like new people are finding us. It's weird.
Yeah.
I thought forever we were shadow banned. I guess maybe not. I guess eventually Facebook's like, fuck it. We need the reach. we need the engagement.
It's tough to like figure out what the hell is going on with that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's true. It's like, what did we do? Did you do anything? I did like 15 things. Oh, what did you do? Oh, I did like 30.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
You don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
What really.
It could have been nothing we did. They just changed something themselves. Yeah, it's impossible.
Could have just changed. Yeah, that's true too. It's like the meta shifts, right? The meta. And speaking of meta, COVID has changed the game, guys. COVID is like turning stuff upside down. It's really like it's killing whole markets off, tripling other markets. We've got like a housing boom right now because of low interest rates. It's really nuts. It's volatile. Investors don't know where the hell to put their money. So you're seeing like the coin currencies are going up and down. I don't know if any of that's interesting to you guys, but it's been really volatile.
Not just that. Everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. Not just that. Everything's a mess. Got a couple shout outs here. We're going to finish this up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
But it's so nonsensical. Like we all know COVID's, I mean, I don't know, not everyone, but we were talking about COVID a long time. We were fucking terrified because the information that comes out of China, you never know. And they're like burning bodies and stuff. And like, we're like, oh my God, it's coming. And I closed my eyes and it came, but it wasn't nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be. Thank God. Right. And, it just seems like it's over. And so now I think you have more people waking up these days. They're doing the same thing. They're closing their eyes. They're clenching their fists. And they're like, wait a minute. And then they kind of look around. And it's kind of like that game where everyone puts their heads down, right? And then like a person lifts their head up and they look around the room to see who's got their heads down. And you're starting to see people lifting their heads up. And they're looking around like, what the hell are we doing? And then you see these kind of articles where they're trying to push these like weird agendas, and people are becoming more and more suspicious. I really see a trend changing. There is some sort of like great awakening, and it's kind of like a crossroads of like between our own free will and technocracy dystopia. So anyway, rant. I went on a tangent. Sorry.
No, you're
bring
good.
it back,
You're good.
Mike.
You're good. I'm about to bring it back. That's what I do. My middle name is Bring It Back. Michael, Bring It Back Strange. We're about to do this. All right, hold on. Before we finish, I want to thank Devin again for calling in. And you didn't actually give us the feedback on the website. Do you see? Like, think about it. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, and then you didn't even tell us. But it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't even matter. Okay, here we go. We're going to finish this up. Got a couple more shout-outs. S. Toric on YouTube says, I just gave you my feedback. I literally typed in Conspiracy Podcast and scrolled down to the second page, and the stream on here popped up. Well, amen. Thank God the keywords actually still work. GameVet02 on YouTube. I see you there. Thanks for showing up. Okay, there we go. Yeah. We're all good. We're done. The thing is, right, is the universe ending, right? Is consciousness larger than the universe? Is panpsychism? Is everything conscious? And what does consciousness mean? Anyway, we don't have answers. We have questions. We're done here. This has been a long one. We go long because it's important. I think this is important. Like again, I pay money to do this. We're not making money doing this, and I'm not bitching. I'm not whining about it. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be doing it and spending the time and spending the money and putting all this together if it wasn't important. And I think this is important. And it's important that you guys are here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Otherwise, Ash wouldn't be here. So, again, we're stronger together. Thank you so much for hanging out. At the end of this, what do? You know what we do. We play the outro music. Let's go with this one. This outro right here. Final thoughts, Ash.
It's 2020. The end of the world is here. Will it be aliens? Will it be giant portals in the sky? Will it be dystopian government? Choose your adventure. Nah, just joking. I think everything's going to be fine, guys. I think that we'll figure it out. Humans have a lot of potential. And, no matter what's around the corner, I think we can handle it. And pain, suffering, it teaches us, and we grow from it. And we're a pretty amazing species. So thanks for having me on for just a little bit here. And interesting topic. And hope everyone has a good night. Thank you guys, and thanks Mike for letting me on. And check out my channel. I've been working on quite a few episodes. Mind blowers. Ash the Reptilian from Mars. Check me out, and yeah, see you guys around.
There you go. We got some good. We got part of the family, Ash here. If you want to check out some other folks that call in from time to time on this show, we got some regulars. Go find our YouTube channel, and on the right side there's like the recommended channels. That's all people we met on this show. So if you got a YouTube channel, we'll go to the top together. Let us know. We'll be on each other's shows, and you can be on this show and whatever it is, right? Like whatever it is. That's how we do it, and it's important, It's important to bring people together instead of tearing it apart. And again, I guess that's the crux of the show. That's what we're all about, and all the other crazy things we talk about. All right, so at the end, thanks for showing up, Ash. I appreciate it, my man. Thanks for doing the homework and checking out the thread and what do you guys think at the end of this? The Great Reset, right? Is it terrestrial? Is it digital currency? Is it communism? Or is it some sort of plasma entity from the Lovecraftian old ones, the great old ones, that won't allow us to pass a certain point? Yeah, you tell me. I have no idea. I'm not the answer guy. Anyway, as we finish, one more time, you're listening to Troubled Minds Radio. Thank you all for showing up. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. You know what to do. TroubledMinds.org, the official website. Leave us reviews on iTunes. That's the best way to help if you want to help. Tell a friend. That's the other best way. Come check it out. Come hang out. Come be cool to each other. That's what we do here. And thanks, Ash, for being here. Thanks, everybody else, for hanging out. And one more time, you're listening to Troubled Minds Radio, and I'm your host, Michael Strange. I'm here with Ash, the Reptilian from Mars. Thanks for listening. And from our Troubled Minds to yours, have a great night.